Oh, we
This is Gus with Anora, and you're watching the Chat with Chaps live show.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chat with Chaps Transfer Deadline Day special. Hope you're all well. Joining me to start off with is the one and only, the Danish destroyer himself, Jesper Damgaard. How you doing, Jesper? You good?
I'm good. I'm very good. I was looking forward to this one, and then I saw a few rumors here a few minutes ago that we're probably not going to sign anyone. So that puts sort of
It could be a long 3 hours.
I know. So yeah, I apologize to the viewers and listeners if it's going to be a quiet one. But let's hope something develops. As we sit here. So let's see. But yeah, interesting. And of course, also interesting to see what the other clubs do in the last few hours that we have for this.
Yeah,
window.
exactly. I mean, if all else fails, we could talk about, nappy changing tips, can't we? And like daily daycare duties, and give our expert advice on parenting.
Yeah,
for a couple of hours, maybe.
Yeah.
But listen, I appreciate you being with us, Jesper. And again, throughout the show, there'll be, my co-host will be sort of come in and go in and all sorts. So hopefully we'll always keep you entertained for the next 3 hours. Guys, if you haven't liked to subscribe, please make sure you like and subscribe. As you know, everything we make this channel goes to Cancer Research UK. Last week, we asked for a target of 308 likes. We got to 284, would you believe it? So we didn't quite beat our target. So if you're watching this now or if you're watching it back for the recording, please let's get over 308 likes. Let's beat our personal best of 307, I think it was. So let's try and do that. In the chat, incredible. There's 131 of you in there already, which is astonishing. So you're either at home not working at the moment, or you're at work and you shouldn't be on. You've got your AirPod on and you're secretly watching, listening to us while we're doing this. So good to have you with us regardless anyway, So look, as always, I'm going to say hello to the chat and say a quick hello. So first of all is Connor. Afternoon, hope you're well, mate. Jeff Cook, good to see you. Volpus, quiet day then. Well, let's hope it gets busier. Lewis, good to see you, mate. Great profile picture, Lewis. Great profile picture. Andrew, good to see you. Alex MFC, how are you, mate? Hope you're good. Andrew Cahill, hope you're well. Max, hope you're good. Lions Raw, hope you're well. Husey, how are you, mate? Hope you're good. Too up to play his clips while we wait. That's a good point, actually. If it's any downtime, we can just play my goal, can't we? And just put it on loop, Jesper. So let's see. That's right. I had a yellow tie, but it's actually gold, Alex. So I took it off. I thought it was no point. If you've got to do it, you've got to do it full hog, ain't you? Craig Jones, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good. Lee Catters, hope you're good. Hambo, how are you, mate? Hope all's good. Floki, good to see you. Dave Turner. I know. I had it. I took it off. It's just long story. I know for next year. Daniel, good to see you, mate. Chris Brown, 4 p.m. And I've only just got up. Fuck you, lazy sod. Neil Holdings, good to see you, mate. Kenneth, good to see you as well. So I think we're pretty much there. Connor, good to see you. I think I said hello to you. Johnny said hello already. Good. So look, I think we're pretty much there. Rob Morgan, good to see you, mate. By the way, I don't know if it's you, Rob. I saw Rob who sits next to me in the Kitchener on Saturday. He just come over and sort of said hello, so he watches the show. So Rob, if you're watching, mate, good to see you, mate, and cheers for coming over and say hello. Matt, hope you're good, mate. Pov, good to see you. Darren, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good. Donny, good. Right, so look, I think we're there, guys. Look, forgive me if I don't go through all of the comments. Gaz Lyon, good to see you, mate. Good to see you, Tony. As there's lots to go through. Gary, good to see you. Dave, good to see you as well. Right. Cool. So what we're going to do is, guys, because there's not a lot going on at the moment, Jesper and I are going to, yes, that's right, Johnny, make sure you please like and, where are we? There we go. Like and subscribe. It's gone now. All right, it's gone. Jesper and I are going to talk loosely about the Saturday's game against Sheffield United. Obviously, it ended 1-1, Jesper, with Mihailo Ivanovic scoring our equaliser after Andre Brooks put the visitors ahead. What did you make of our performance in the game itself, Jesper?
I thought It was quite disjointed at times, but I thought it was two teams who went for it. You could see that Sheffield United were desperate to get 3 points because I think they're trying to chase, an outside playoff chance, and they have 9 points, 10 points to catch up. So they were there to win the game, and of course we were trying to as well. So I think at the end deserved 1-1. I thought we played fairly decent overall. I think some of our decision making at times maybe a little bit questionable, but overall I think we gave a good account of ourselves. I didn't think we let ourselves down. I think maybe people could be a bit concerned when we went down 1-0 to see how we reacted, but luckily we equalized 2 minutes after, so that was very good, and good to see Mihailo on the score sheet. So overall, a fairly decent performance. I know we said we would take a point before the game. I would as well, but during the circumstances, I think we could have won the game. But so could they. It was very open, and I think for spectators, from the outside who might not be Millwall or Sheffield United supporters, I think they would have said it was quite entertaining as well.
Yeah, no, I think I have to agree with you. I think a lot of it we've made a big deal of it, and rightly so, with Barry Bannon, making his debut for us, of course, and I think a lot of that probably resulted in took the attention off what we had to do, or duty in hand. But I think a lot of our expectations were Bannon sort of playing his part and doing really well. So who knows? Maybe we kind of lost our focus a little bit. But I think it was a good performance from our boys. Sheffield United, regardless of where they are, we talk about them being a bit of a false position at the moment. They've got some talent throughout their squad, didn't they? The likes of Hamer and O'Hare, just to name a couple. They've got some good players, and of course Andre Brook looked really good on that right hand side as well, didn't he? So all in all, is it maybe a draw is a fair result? I think when you look at the action performance from both teams, we didn't lose the game. We gained a point. I mean, we've got 4 points out of Sheffield United now, haven't we? This season, which is not bad. 4 points from 6, isn't it?
No, it's a great return. It's a team we've struggled against, for a while. Although we have beaten them now, I think 2 seasons in a row at Bramall Lane, which is a good feat for us. It also shows you that we're probably in a team in progression. We are improving as a team now. Not only are we getting better players in, but I think you can see as a unit, as a team, compared to the start of the season and where we are now, I definitely think we have improved. We don't see these sort of freak results as we had in the beginning, where we would lose 3-0, 4-0. We sort of cut these out now. So I think I would say that our team is definitely on par with Sheffield United, and I think you could also see that. I think we are competing with some of the best in the league with a lower budget, and I think some of the players we brought in will only enhance that quality for the rest of the season. So again, as I said, just reiterated, it was a good point, but definitely not a team that I'm scared of. But they do possess a great amount of talent, and there will be a few players from that team, obviously, who I would like in our team if I could. It would be strange if that wasn't the case. But yeah, a good team. False position is always I would say like an interesting phrase, because you also say the league doesn't lie, does it? So they had a terrible start, and what the reason for that was, I don't know, but yeah, maybe their squad could be higher up, but then again, you also have to earn it. So I don't know. They would, if they were in the top 6, they wouldn't be false per se, but they are where they are because of the manager they had, and yeah, they just didn't get out the traps, did they?
No, that's right, exactly. And before we carry on, sorry, to bring us up on the screen. So,
okay.
Lee, all right, a little Millwall shout out for my birthday today would be great. Happy birthday to you, Lee, on behalf of everyone from the Chat with Chats and Chat with Chats family.
Birthday.
Wish you happy birthday, mate. Hope you're having a good day. Hope we get another couple of decent signings in to make your birthday extra special. So happy birthday, Lee. I completely agree with yourself, Jesper. And I think also, you mentioned they've got an outside chance of breaking into the playoffs as well. I think if we were to secure a playoff place, I don't see Sheffield United as a big threat. Like I said, we've got 4 points out in out of 6, haven't we, this season? Yes, you could argue that at the start of the season they probably had the wrong manager in place or whatever, but they are a decent side. Whether they can make it into the playoffs or not, I don't know. But I don't really fear anybody at the moment. I think we're good enough to beat anybody, and I think if we can strengthen ourselves in the right areas, I think we've got a very, very good good chance of winning the playoffs if we were to get in it. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. And I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but you look at the top two as well. I know Middlesbrough, they're on a really, really good run at the moment, but Coventry's sort of, they're not choking at the moment, but they're definitely in a difficult spell compared to the beginning of the season where they are completely destroying the league. So I mean, anything is up for grabs. We still got 16 games left. There's 48 points. It's a lot to play for. So if you go on a half decent run, say you win 3 or 4 games, it can change it can change everything. So I'm not saying we're going for the top 2. I'm just saying you shouldn't exclude it. It's a really strange league this year. You don't have anyone like last season where you had 3 teams who completely dominated, and you knew that these 3 teams were going to go up, one or the other, and the third one would obviously had to do via the playoffs. It's not like that this year. You've seen Southampton, you've seen Leicester come down, being really disappointing. So I think anything is up for grabs, and I think we shouldn't fear anyone, as you say. I think I believe that whoever we might play, should we get in, we have more than a good chance to actually do it and go all the way. So let's see. It's really exciting. I haven't been this excited, I have to be honest, since the Cahill-Ifield days when we unfortunately lost to Birmingham. So we only have to wait 23 years to have something like this again. So I really hope we...
Only 23, yeah.
Only 23 years. It doesn't come around very often, no. But I think in general, we are building a really strong team. I think we have some really interesting players starting to play some really exciting football as well, which we haven't seen for a while as well. So all in all, I think, as we've said so many times on the lives, it's a really, really fun time to be a Millwall supporter. And it shows as well. You see the home games as now that's nearly sold out for, I wouldn't say every game, but it's just there's the majority. There's more people turning up, and again, we have to realize that football is a show business. If the show is good, people will turn up. It's quite simple.
Yeah. Now we will talk about the players that we signed recently. Some exciting loan signings, which is fantastic. But just touching a little bit on Saturday's game. There's rumours that certain players could be out the door or could be leaving. Nothing's been officially announced yet. But one thing I wanted to ask you, Jesper, was again Macaulay Langstaff. And I don't want to keep chucking sort of dirt on his name all the time, but what did you make of that chance? And again, is that what we're trying to say? We admire his hunger, his work ethic, his attitude. He seems like a lovely guy, but lovely guys don't win you promotions into the Premiership, do they? And those sort of chances in front of goal, an open goal, with a whole wide goal to aim for, you've got to do better in those positions, don't you?
You have to test the keeper more than what he did, because he basically hit him straight, straight at him. It was a good reflex, obviously, because he's so close to him. But anyway, you need to put these chances away at this sort of level. So no excuses there. It's a brilliant ball in, and we managed to cut open them. And you think, well, here we go, 1-0, brilliant start, and then we miss it. So yeah, it's levels. You need to be clinical. You're at a stage now of the season where every point counts. So this could have been I'm not saying we would have won, there's still all these ifs and buts, how would the game have panned out then if we had gone 1-0 up and all these sort of things. But, it would have been a different game, because they would have had to come at us. We could have sat back. We could have used our counter phase a bit more. So
I was thinking exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could have been a completely different game. And then it didn't, because he missed. So unfortunately, we've seen this quite a few times, from him. He can be clinical, but he needs, more than, averagely, I would say, like 3 or 4 chances before he puts one away. And that is, as we say, it's probably not good enough at this level. But you can't fault his work rate. You can't fault his
attitude,
attitude, team effort, all these sort of things. We haven't, like, I can't remember if it was you or Ben who said, we haven't heard a single word from him about saying, oh, why am I not playing? Why am I not in the squad? Every time he's come in, he's done a job for us. But as you say, if you can make an upgrade at this stage of the season, which is so critical, you have to do it. It's pivotal if you have a chance like we do. So, but let's see. There was someone who wrote in the chat now that are we are we waiting for players to leave before we bring someone in? Maybe. Let's see. Maka could be one. He was rumored to Salford, wasn't he? Wigan was also mentioned, I think, a few weeks ago. So, yeah.
That's right. But again, Jesper, with Langstaff, if we don't bring somebody in to replace him, he's probably a squad player we'll need to keep, regardless whether we think he's good enough to start or not. We can't. We've seen what happens. With Coburn getting injured, it just leaves Ivanovic on his own. He's got to play 90 minutes week in, week out, and he's got no real support. So I guess it's how important is it? The question I want to ask you: how important is it to get another striker in now? Because do we stay with what we've got, or do we bring in a much better striker and then allow Langstaff to either leave or just keep him as a backup option? He may be fourth choice, but that's probably the right level for him. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, he would be fourth choice if we brought someone in, obviously. But the thing is, I don't know if there's a financial part to it where the club goes like, we need to get someone out before we can get someone in. I don't know the ins and out about this, all this FFP, financial fair play rules and all these sort of thing. And I know Macca might not be on the biggest wages in the club, but still there could be an element there where the club hesitates because he needs to go before we then get someone in. And just to Alex. No, Coburn is also missing too many chances, too many clear-cut ones, and we should also mention that, no one goes free here, it's we need to be, we need to mention that as well as we do when Langstaff misses as well. So, but I really hope that we will bring someone in, because it will just give extra firepower. It will push the two others as well even more to say like, okay, well, if you miss these sort of chances, you're not playing, then this guy's playing. So
good competition. We see what's happened to Ivanovic just by Coburn coming back. It's almost like he's upped his game. Ivanovic, he scored a couple and he's looking lively and winning headers again and sort of showing a little bit more impact in himself.
Yeah, but maybe also to that is that now we have two we can play. I think maybe Alex Neil was maybe a little bit hesitant to play Langstaff. When Ivanovic was playing, he was playing a lot of minutes. He was carrying the front line on his own. He's a young kid still. He was playing 90 minutes. Wednesday, Saturday. That will take its toll, and you will be physically and mentally tired. With Coburn coming back now, they can sort of share the minutes a bit more, which will give them more fresh legs, fresh minds as well up front. So that definitely helps. But as you say, it's a good competition as well.
Definitely. Sorry to interrupt you, Jesper. Was you surprised that Coburn didn't start on Saturday? I know we're kind of like building him back in slowly, and I think he only completed maybe 30, 35 minutes at most since he come back. So I don't know. I just felt Saturday would be a good opportunity against Sheffield United at home to play, Coburn and Ivanovic up front. Give him, the first half, maybe give him sort of 10, 15 minutes the second half as well, and then bring Langstaff on, if that's what you're going to do. But rather than start Langstaff, I don't know, just for me, I just felt like that maybe there was a little bit of a missed opportunity there for us to not go at him right from the off. Yeah,
I don't know, because it seems like I don't think Alex Neil will revert back to a 4-4-2 at the minute. It seems to work what we're doing at the moment, and we are creating a lot of chances. We're just not putting them away. We did score 4 against Charlton. We could have scored 8. And so I don't think he will tingle too much with the formation and play both up front. And also because we've got quite a fair amount of midfielders. And if you bring in Watson now, I reckon he will maybe chuck Neckley in behind either Ivanovic or Coburn. We've seen Neckley's work rate improve. We see he has a good engine on him. So if it's a matter of the player playing behind either Ivanovic or Coburn having to do this sort of pressing, I think Neckley can do it. And technically, I would also say he's a better fit than Langstaff is. So I reckon that's probably what we will see coming into the next game. It's just a guess, It's just a thought, but it could be, yeah.
Staying with Langstaff for a minute. I mean, Alex Neil, I don't know about you, I get the impression he seems to be a bit of a fan of Macaulay Langstaff, and that concerns me and worries me a little bit because, I see an opportunity there for us to improve on Langstaff, to bring in another quality striker, to have 3 good strikers rotated up front, and maybe, let Langstaff enjoy his football, at League One maybe. But he clearly sees something in him because he starts, so he's giving him minutes. He likes him. Everyone keeps talking about how he does this role very well in that kind of number 10 with the press and everything else. I mean, do you see that? Can you see what Alex Neil sees in him and why he's getting picked over certain players at the moment?
I do. I've also played in teams myself where people have said, like, why is he in your team? Why is he playing? He brings this, he can run for 90 minutes, or he can press for 90 minutes. And
so important. We don't
it's
realize
so
that, do we?
important.
Yeah.
But I will say that, that is a good quality to have, but you need to have more as a footballer, and especially when you play in a forward position and as advanced as Langstaff does. So it could be, because of lack of options that he's playing at the moment, but he can do the pressing and all the running quite well. But I would say when you play up front, you need also technical ability. You need vision. You need to be able to pick out passes, score goals, etc. It's a big part of playing that. Let's just call it the number 10 role, or the guy behind the striker. So work rate for me doesn't just cut it. And again, as you say, if we can upgrade to a better version, someone who can bring goals, assists, technical ability, who can open up defenses, then of course we need to go ahead and do that.
Brilliant. Just want to say thank you to John. John Thorpe, hope you're well, mate. Afternoon, everyone. Thank you for a very kind donation, mate. Really kind of you. Do really appreciate it, mate. Hope you're good. Hope your foot's back on the mend, mate. Hope you're running around a little bit quicker now. Cheers to that, John. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with what you said there, Jesper. Another player, and I don't know whether this is actually his account on Twitter, but Idemo Marku. There seems to be a lot going on at the moment today where, he's responding to fans, a little bit of like back and forth. And, I like to think it's not his account. I like to think it's probably a made up account. But at the moment, as some fans sort of give it to him a little bit, he's giving it back. And if it is his account, it could well mean that maybe he is on his way out and he's almost like, you know what, I don't give a fuck. I'll say what I want now. I'm going anyway, to the point that I think if you try and look at his account now, I think it's just a black screen there, where I think he's just sort of hidden everything, or he's closed it down, or what he's done to it. But what do you make of Idemo Marku? Because again, he was another fan of Alex was a fan of his this season, and has played him quite often, and he's really persevered with him, worked hard with him, and we know what he can bring. He's got pace. He's got that power, and he can drive forward. He can take players on. Occasionally, he might get you a goal or something, but it seems there's too few times when he does score, and quite often he misses chances, or he misses the right ball at the right time. So, would you be sad to see him go, or do you think it's probably best for him and for us if he does leave, would it be on a loan or a perm, as we led to believe at the moment?
Look, Joe, I think before the season, I think many of us said that he needed a fair chance in the team to actually show what he was about. Last season, he had sub appearances, and he looked lively in some games. He came on and made a couple of assists, and he causes defenses problems. When he's on it, I just think he's too inconsistent, and I think Alex Neil really wanted it to work out with him. He played him I think wasn't he the player who played the most in preseason, if I'm not mistaken? Actually, I think. I think he saw something in him, and you alluded to it. I think in one of the first we did in the summer with Alex Neil trying to coach him all the time, being at him.
Constant.
Go here, position yourself here, make sure you're there, and be on the back post when the ball comes in. And we have to say he's played quite a lot of games this season. I just don't see it working out, unfortunately. And I'm not here to slag off anyone. I mean, my biggest wish when we talk about all these players, especially when we talk about the player where it's not working out at the minute, I always hope that they prove me wrong, and that they say, you know what, I'm going to show them that I'm good enough to be in the team.
You and me will be the first to put our hands up and say, you know what, we got it wrong. I'd love to call Langstaff to score a hat trick, against Sheffield United on Saturday.
Exactly.
And say, you know what, I got it wrong. But
I'd be the first to text him on WhatsApp and say, congratulations, Mac. You did brilliant. And I would do the same to Idemo as well. But for what I've seen and where we are, and bringing Watson in is another indication that he's probably not going to play much more, because I reckon it will be Watson now, Ballo second, Emakhu third. Maybe even Doherty third, and then Emakhu fourth. So
I agree.
I think we've been waiting to bring in Watson before considering, getting not rid of Emakhu but selling him or loaning him out. As it seems now, it looks like that he might be on a permanent transfer to Stoke, as I read it somewhere. I don't know, were there anyone else interested? There were a few clubs, right, in the Championship, but. And as you just said about the comments, it would be a bit weird to, interact with Millwall fans now if you're not leaving, wouldn't it? I mean, you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. So it looks like a strong indication he could be on his way out for sure.
Yeah. It does look that way. Another player who, again, I quite like him, but there's games when he does show his limitations, Jesper, and that is Max Crocombe. I think we brought him in as technically the third choice goalkeeper, didn't we, when we first sort of signed him? I think Bender was probably second choice, and then obviously Jensen would have been third choice, but he was out injured at the time. But he's come in, to be fair. I think he surprised us all. He's taken the number one jersey off Bender, to the point that Ben's actually gone back to Fulham, because he thought, what's the point of me being here if I'm not getting any first team football? I completely understand that. But now and again, he does show his limitations. His kicking distribution is probably not the best. I don't know about you. I felt he could have done a little bit better with the second goal against Coventry, against Hadji Wright. I felt against Andre Brook on Saturday, it just seems like he went down a little bit too slow, and he didn't really connect or do well enough to get to that shot on that bottom corner. And we've been saying for a long, long time, we probably need a better goalkeeper to come in. And to be fair to the club, they've done a fantastic job in signing the secure signing of Anthony Patterson on loan to the end of the season. We don't know the ins and outs of it. We were led to believe, the rumours were that Sunderland wanted us to sort of cough up, all of his wages, which I think was allegedly £25,000, a lot of money. I don't know whether we agreed to that or not. And I think they also wanted a clause in it to say, look, if we go get promoted, that we will sign him for like £8 million. Again, allegedly, is what we've read and what we've seen. I don't think that's the case. I don't think Millwall would have gone and done that to that level. So I'm sure, it's probably like a starting point for negotiation, isn't it? They come in there, we've gone in there, and they kind of met in the middle somewhere, But what did you make of that move? Let's talk about the loan signing of Patterson. Great bit of business from the club, in your opinion.
I think so. A clever move as well. Normally, I don't really like loan signings per se when they're just loan signings. In this case, if we do have a clause in with, then I believe, was it mentioned like an option to buy? It wasn't an obligation.
Yes.
And if we have negotiated a fair fee, again, obviously it's depending on us going up, which is not guaranteed at all. So I think bringing him in is, as I said to Chris yesterday, and when we did the video, is a statement of intent. We want improvements everywhere where we can do it. And as you said, and as we've talked about, with Max, he's done nothing wrong. And considering this is his first season in the Championship, he's done fairly well. But you do think that you can upgrade, right? And I think that's why the club has brought in a new goalkeeper. I think partly the reason is also that Lucas is not back yet. I think we would have hoped that he would have been back in December, and unfortunately he's had a setback with his injury, which I don't think was planned at all. Of course it wasn't. So this changes your plans as well, and I think I think Patterson is a really, really good choice. He knows the league. He's been here with Sunderland. Did it last season, getting promoted, got promoted from League One, knows Alex Neil. So just overall a really, really good signing. And let's say we don't go up in the summer, he's back. We don't pay his wages anymore, and we can go out and look for, for permanent signing if need be. So yeah, I think really good move, strong goalkeeper, and yeah, definitely an upgrade to Max. And again, Max has done fairly well. We can always discuss these goals, like you mentioned Coventry, we mentioned Sheffield United, but I think with, like we talked about Lucas in the beginning, like they weren't howlers, they weren't big mistakes. But you sat back thinking, could he have done more? Is he assertive enough? Is he? Yeah, I don't know. Is he basically good enough for this level? But I think he's shown he is. But it's one of them, like if you go up, you definitely know you need to you need another goalkeeper, which we now have in Patterson, and obviously we have the option to buy him if we do go up.
Of course. Have you seen much of Patterson? Have you seen much of him? What does he bring to our team? What do you see the improvements between him and say Max, for example?
Oh, yeah, it's a good thing we talk about, and like we know him. I've only seen him from like maybe Championship highlights last season, and when we played them, obviously, and he just looks like a very strong unit. From what I remember, he's quite good in the box as well.
He looks young as well, doesn't he? He does look.
He looks,
young.
he looks young. He hasn't been able to grow a full beard yet, so that shows you that he's not very old. Right. But as I recall, when we played them at the Den, we were trying to float in crosses. I think he came for a fair share of those. And
I've just got the one and only Ben Green.
Oh, the face that runs the play. There he is. But I'll leave then.
We'll both leave now, shall we? How you doing, Ben? You good?
Fellas, I'm popping in for about 10:15 and I've got to shoot again. Then I'll be back on.
Oh, yeah? And you come back again? Okay, right.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
I might need a little bit of a toilet break around 6 o'clock. So, yeah, hopefully there'll be people to...
Joe, you might have to rewind on the Imako theme so Ben can get his opinion.
Yeah,
as well.
just for Ben's benefit. Ben, I hear you.
I'm leaving. I'll see you later.
As chairman of the Idle Market fan club, Ben, I think it's only fair we give you the platform here to share your thoughts on the potential of Idle Market leaving today in this transfer window. What do you make of that? Good for him, the club, or would you rather keep him as a squad impact player?
I think if you look at it now, mate, Watson coming in, he's going to be third choice, right?
So Jeff just said, yeah.
We're going to have Watson, who's probably going to be ahead of Ballo, I would have thought now, and then you've got Ballo as second choice, and Maku then potentially third. He's out of contract in the summer, right, guys, as well? Am I right in saying that? I might have just seen that on Twitter.
It seems about right.
It could be, yeah.
He's been with us about 3 or 4 years now, isn't he, from memory? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
he's been about 3 or 4 seasons.
I've seen it knocking around on Twitter. I don't know how true that is. Someone in the chat wants to confirm. I think he might be out of contract in the summer. If we can get any money for him, then I think it makes sense, doesn't it? And Watson's going to be ahead of him. Ballo's going to be ahead of him. It just makes sense. Again, I've kind of seen the argument, fellas, of like keeping as many as we can until the end of the season, just if anything does happen. So we've got some depth, but you got to think about these players if they want to be not in the match day squads and just knocking around. They're going to want to go and play football, aren't they? So listen, if we're going to go and get some money for him, I don't know how much it will be. I'm not saying that to take the piss. I don't know.
Especially if he is. Like, as you say, if he is due to go on a free this summer,
if it is that, mate, it's not going to be much, is it? So, listen, I think it makes sense. In my opinion. And again, that's not me just being a dick with Imako. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, and our one of our co-hosts here, Paul Donovan. Afternoon, Paul. Where are you, mate? Jump on. I don't care if you're driving your van. Get on, mate. Get on. So I guess for you, Ben, you could kind of half understand the reasoning between the market possibly not quite cutting it here and why it might be let go. I mean, just what you're saying earlier, you can't blame Alex Neil for trying. I think he played virtually every single preseason game. He's given lots of minutes. You can see Alex Neil really working hard with him on the touch lines, coaching him, telling him when to press, when to get back. But I guess you get to a point where you can only do so much, can't you? And, although he tries hard, works hard, a bit like Macaulay Langstaff, sometimes you do question, is he at the right level, we can talk about it till the cows come home. I certainly can. Listen, I just don't think he's up to the level, personally, fellas. Listen, I know there's potential in there for him to grow. I just don't see him. We've spoken about it quite a few times. I don't know if he's got the footballing IQ to do that. Like you said there, Joe, you see Alex Neil all the time sort of almost coaching him through games. Listen, it's not like he's had limited game time. He's played a lot now. He's a 100-meter sprinter trying to be a footballer in the nicest possible way. Listen, it was a great goal that he scored against Charlton. I'll give him that. Great goal he scored against Hull. So we have seen snippets, but I think consistency, and I think that's the most important thing at this level, right? It's consistency. And that's what makes better players better, doesn't it? There's no good in being a 9 out of 10 one week and then a 4 out of 10 for the next 5. It just doesn't work, does it? And it's just not going to work for us. I think it tells you a lot about us now, Joe, where we are as a squad, as a team, as a club,
that we're sort of
Absolutely.
moving on from these. If Emakhu is believed to be going, that we're moving on from them. Listen, I do, for all the piss taking of him, I have always hoped it had worked out, and there is an element of just doing it and playing up to it, but he's not up to the level, in my opinion, mate.
No.
He's not up to the level.
But sorry, Joe. It's just funny reading in the chat now. I just see quite a few comparing now Emakhu to Ballo and thinking Emakhu is actually better than lightweight Ballo. And I guess there are two ways to look at, like, who do you prefer to have as a winger, because I don't think Ballo has done enough for us to trigger that 4 million option in the summer.
Although he has got 4 assists, I think. And
that's the thing, we talk about output, we talk about assists and goals, etc. I just don't think. I think Ballo has not imposed his game as much as he probably could have. He's not playing the game that he should, because his game is not 1v1 like Emakhu, where he can take on a defender and just leave him for good. His game is the first 2-3 yards. That's where he's quick, intricate passes with players.
And I think
good balls in the box. And I think one of the good things I've noticed is that Ballo gets in the box as well. He gets to that back post. He gets into good position, and he's got quite a good leap on him. If you have noticed, he's not bad in the air actually for a small guy.
It's true.
So
the header he scored against Oxford away, wasn't it? And
but he didn't really leap from the floor, did it? But
no, but
it's
the anticipation to get in there, go with your head.
He's got the cleverness. He's got a good work rate as well. I
agree.
There's one Ballo that we've seen in the past 10-15 games, and then there was another Ballo we saw in the beginning, which I thought was quite exciting to watch. Technical ability, his understanding of the game. And I thought Aziz and Ballo could be, very dangerous on each side. Aziz obviously has been phenomenal this season. Ballo sort of drifted off. But I would say personally, if we are to go 1v1 Emakhu versus Ballo, I'd pick Ballo.
Yeah.
Guys, guys, in the chat, just keep you warm, guys, so you don't fall asleep. Who would you pick out of Ballo and Emakhu? So give us number 1 for Ballo, number 2 for Emakhu. Be interested to see what you guys like in the chat. See what the split's like. Sorry, Ben, go on, mate.
No, I was just going to say, literally on the numbers, mate. So Ballo, 24 appearances, 1 goal, 5 assists. Emakhu, 27 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist. So you're getting double the output from Ballo and slightly less games. But I think the Ballo argument, I think we said it on the live, didn't we, mate? I think the Ballo argument is purely, again, the number that's attached to him. If that number was 1 million, maybe even 2 at a push, you'd probably say, yeah, we'll have a dig, because what we saw, sort of like Jesper said early on in the season, he has drifted away a little bit. I do agree there as well. We do need to try and recapture some of his form, but I don't know if I'd be going and spending the 4 million on him.
No, guys, lots of ones. There are some 2s as well, but I think there's definitely more 1s and 2s in the chat. You can see it on your screen there, in the bottom right-hand corner. Certainly, I think Ballo is probably the edge favourite. Just a little donation here from Aldo in Mexico. $20 donation. Vamos.
Muchas gracias, señor.
Muchas gracias. Exactly. Cheers for that. But personally, I think if we were playing Football Manager at the moment, Ben, I think Emakhu would be a good player.
Ben is playing as we speak.
Would he be long gone? Would he?
Long gone.
I guess you're thinking about end product, aren't you? You think about goals, assists, and stuff. And you need a lot more from the games he's played. This brings us nicely to talk about Tommy Watson. We talk about strengthening that left side. Ballo, we thought might have been the answer when he first joined us. As you say, I think he blows a little bit hot and cold at the moment. We're not seeing that consistency from him. But one exciting player that has come in is Tommy Watson, Jesper. What did you make of that lone side? And do you feel that he could potentially give us what we're missing on that left side?
Yeah, he could be. Definitely. Again, a young player. I haven't seen much of him apart from last season. Obviously, when we played against him, he did have a very good game against us and against Ryan Leonard who he was up against. I was really surprised to see an 18-year-old, actually bully Ryan Leonard in the first half. There's not many wingers who can do that. So he looks like a player. He's definitely an upgrade, I would say, to what we already have. But he looks like a player who can, be a real threat from the other side. As me and Chris we talked about yesterday, and we have a really, really strong right side. if we can replicate some of that on the left side, we're going to be very difficult to play against. And I think he can bring that. But as I also said, I think we need to be patient. He hasn't played a lot of competitive football as well, so he's not going to complete, a full 90 minutes, I think, maybe in the first 2 or 3 games. But, any impact he can have positively, will be good. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts Saturday, but then maybe plays a half or maybe plays 60 minutes for us, and then you bring on someone like Ballo or maybe even Doherty. So I think it's a very smooth signing. One thing I will say, though, is so if we do look at the left side now, so if we do, play with the thought that Emeco leaves now, then you got Ballo and Watson on loan, meaning come summer, you're going to lose you will have lost 3 players within 6 months, which you need to replace then, which will also be then, an interesting window again. Who are we going to go out and sign?
Ballo could be an option, but then we're led to believe
could be an option, but I mean,
a lot of money. Isn't it?
It's a lot of money, yeah. 4 million was rumored to be €, so let's say £3.5 million, roughly.
Yeah. So again, I think that could be another problem, but I guess that's a problem for the summer rather than a problem for now.
Yeah, I know. It's just something you. I mean, we're not that far away. We're 5 months from June, so it's already a thing that needs to go into the recruitment thoughts. That these players are on loan. True. What do we do in order to have a strong left side? Come summer. Yeah. But I guess then you have to have a plan A now. You have to have a plan B. Which division are we playing in? You need to all. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the recruitment room now. There's so much work, I think, going on behind the scenes in terms of who do you keep, what do you do in this situation, what do you do in this situation. If we, it's a tough one.
Okay, so Ben, I'm going to come to you next, mate. Get your thoughts on Tommy Watson. Before we do that, I've just had some inside information. So they are working. The club are working on some more deals at the moment. They can't commit to confirming with me whether it's incoming or outcoming, but there is things happening and things are looking to be done. Now, I credit to the club. I think a lot goes on behind the scenes that we're not privileged to see. I know Steve Gallen. Have some fans that sort of love him and not so much because of his probably connection with Charlton or whatever. But what I must say is that these guys have been working tirelessly behind the scenes, doing 12, 14-hour days, sometimes working until midnight and then up again, throughout the weekend to try and get these deals done. Now, Steve Gallen, I feel, has worked really hard to try and get a lot of these deals across the line. You look at the signs we've made, likes of Banham, the likes of Patterson, the likes of Tommy Watson. I think one thing I've noticed, the common denominator here is that a lot of these players all mention Steve Gallen in their intros and their interviews, and I think he plays a big part. Yes, Alex Neil plays a big part as well because I think he's definitely a lure and he's an attraction. I think if you're a footballer, you can see how good we're doing as a team, how good Alex Neil is as a manager. So no doubt he's going to be an attraction. But one of the key things we keep talking about, even Barry Bannon mentioned about, Steve Gallen kept pestering him all the time, wouldn't leave him alone. It just shows you the lengths and depths that he goes through trying to get these deals across the line. So I think a lot of credit has to be given to the whole club behind the scene. That could be Steve Gallen, that's Mark Fairbrother doing all the contracts, negotiations, and the clauses he puts in there at the last minute or whatever, and Jimmy, of course, he's come over especially, and he's played a big part in helping drive, get these deals across the line as well. The recruitment team, the scouting team, it's a whole big team effort there, isn't it? And I think we've got to give them credit where credit's due, and I think they've done remarkably well. Let's hope we can get a couple more deals across the line. Ben, just get your thoughts, mate, on Tommy Watson. Obviously, do you see him? Have you seen much of him to feel that he could be the answer on that left side for us?
Just to go back to your previous point, mate, if we can jump on the back of that, I totally agree. Yeah. Club have done an amazing amount of work at making us an attractive proposition, because if you think back, probably even 18 months ago, when you used to get linked with players, if another club was mentioned, my motto was always, well, we're not going to get them then. They're going to go somewhere else. So the club are obviously doing amazing things at making it an attractive proposition, making young players want to come there. Again, it's something we've spoken about in great detail, that we haven't really utilised the Premier League loan market that much, or very successfully anyway. So now you look at, I know you could argue Sunderland only up for one season, but you get my point, with Patterson and a very well established one in Brighton. But we're now starting to look at that, and teams obviously want to send their players to us, mate, which is a good thing. So yeah, just to touch upon that. In terms of Watson, I just wanted to touch upon what Jesper said, mate. We do need to be a little bit careful with him. He's been out a lot this year with injury. He hasn't played he hasn't played a lot of minutes at all. He's played 31 minutes back in October, 9 minutes then the game after that. Then he was out for the best part of 2 months.
Does that include, Ben, does that include under 21 games? I've heard he's played quite a lot of under 21 games as well.
I mean, according to Transfer Market, mate, I've been having a look here, and he hasn't played any under 21 football this season, from what I can see. So his club here, he's got the Premier League is obviously Brighton, and under that it's all Sunderland. So that was last year. So from what I can see here, he hasn't played much youth team football. I'm happy to be proved wrong. I'm on Transfer Market here.
It'd be interesting if we could do some more digging on that one, Ben, because I'm pretty sure I heard someone mention, again, whether I dreamt this or not, that apparently he's had 24 games this season and been involved in 23 goals this season.
So I said that on the live, but I actually hadn't looked at.
Was it you said it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you made it up.
No. Basically, what I've done
is
it was a great stat at the time. I looked at it on Transfer Market, because what it does, it will tell you by league, and I actually then hadn't gone into I just thought, it's the Premier League too, so it must be with Brighton. But it actually turns out it looks like it was with Sunderland. So just to touch upon yesterday's point, he hasn't played a huge amount of football. He was injured for pretty much the whole of the December period. He had 3 games in December where he played 3 minutes. 7 minutes in a game against Man City in January, and then he's been not in the squad since then. So, just something to bear in mind. He's probably not going to come in
and start against on Saturday.
Yeah, maybe again. I think just agreeing with Jesper. I think if he does, mate, I think it's going to be a case of he starts, and he's probably not going to see out 90 minutes. Just looking at that, but look, in terms of the player. I think he's very exciting. He's going to add the quality that we don't have on that left-hand side from what I saw last year. He's an exciting signing, mate. Brighton wouldn't have sent him to us if he wasn't going to get that game time, I would imagine. There was obviously a whole host of other clubs that were interested in him, which is always, I think, a good sign. And the fact that he wanted to come here is, again, a good sign. So, listen... all positives. Only question mark is his fitness and how long he's going to take to get up to speed.
Yeah, definitely. And we know how demanding, how physical the championship is. So you've really got to be.
But again, mate, now we've got options, right? So before we had to start Ballo, you got Watson and/or Ballo making that transition. Yeah. So and if we do keep a Maku, then you got a Maku as third choice as well. So listen, it's just great to have options. You have got Kundal as well, potentially could play out on the left. You have got Negley as out on the left. You have got Negley as well. Yeah. We've got so many options now,
competition,
mate. And proper players that can play out there.
And also, come to yourself, Jesper, with Tommy Watson. He's got a great sort of grounding. You know, he's a youth prospect from Sunderland, done really well. You know, big player for them last season, getting promoted, scoring the winner in the final of the playoffs. He's represented England, I believe, from under 16 right through to under 21s. You know, so he's certainly somebody who's a very, very talented kid. We understand he's very sort of direct. You know, very kind of. Sort of forward thinking in the way he attacks games. He likes getting his shots off. He cuts on his right foot, scores goals, or gets crosses in. So he's certainly somebody who almost kind of like mirrors Femi Aziz on that right side. You like to hope, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. That was the point I was trying to make also before that. With two players who can do something similar and could be a threat on both sides, it's going to be a bit more difficult to sort of, to pre-plan how they're going to mark us and how we are going to, how we, on which flank we're going to operate. So definitely that's what I'm hoping to see from him, that he can be that threat from, cutting inside, which I think is his main feat. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. But as I said already, as Ben just alluded to as well, that, fitness is the only concern because, the season is up and running full speed. He's not, so you do wonder where he is physically. The only good thing is that he knows the league and he's been here before, so that's not going to be the challenge for him. It's simply like physically, where is his body? How many minutes can he complete? Sorry. Yeah. So no, I a really, really good signing, and compared to some of the other players we were linked with on the left side, I think that was probably the best option of what I saw, which were rumoured to us.
Yeah.
Again, just to touch on someone's comment down there, Joe, Gumbo just said got 3 assists in one game at Barnsley. Yeah, he did, but that was back in September.
That was a 6-0 cup game, wasn't it? I think where Gomez scored a hat trick, didn't he, or something? Yeah,
6-0 in the EFL Trophy, whatever it's now called. But yeah, that was the only time he's played 90 minutes this season, which was the 23rd of September.
Right, okay, it's going back quite a long way, isn't it? But look, yeah, again, another exciting science. We've got the likes of Patterson in. We haven't really talked much about Bannon, have we? We touched on him very, very loosely, Jesper, earlier. But Ben, I want to come back to you on this one. What did you make of the signing of Barry Bannon? I mean, he's certainly a player who I think a lot of Championship clubs clearly admire, for his age and his goal contributions and creativity and all that. Yeah, how big a signing is that for us, for Millwall, to be challenging in the playoffs at the moment to try and get ourselves promoted? Yeah, how important is that piece in our jigsaw, in your opinion?
Mate, sorry, I know you keep asking me questions and I keep answering different ones. Just to someone that we'd spoken about on previous shows was Davis Keller-Dunn from Barnsley. Looks according to Peter O'Rourke, he's gone to Wrexham.
Oh, was he really? Right, okay.
Yeah, just tied up a deal for him. But yeah, Barry Bannon, mate. You mean to say you didn't watch mine and Disco show? Is that what you're saying, Joe? So you don't know my thoughts?
I did watch it. But for those listening watching now that didn't get to watch it, now's your opportunity to share your thoughts again.
Yeah, mate, very happy with him. Again, a whole host of clubs were interested in him. I think I put up some stats, didn't I, in our group about the similarities of Billy and Casper. And then did the same comparison with Bannon, and you can see he's exactly what we needed. I will try and find those in a sec just to add a bit of context to it. But yeah, it was around the similarities of the Billy and Casper piece. We needed a bit more creativity in the centre of midfield, and I think Bannon certainly gives us that. To add sort of the off the field stuff as well, he's obviously been captain at Sheffield Wednesday for a long time, so he's going to come in as a leader. I think in terms of tight games now towards the end of the season, he's going to add that game management side of it. We know of his experience in the leagues. I think there's no negatives to it, man. I think it's a great deal for us. Very happy with it, and just interested now to see. I know again we spoke about it, but sort of what our best team would be. Would Bannon fit in that? But yeah, the sign as a whole, very happy, mate. Very happy.
I guess the good thing is, again, and you touched on it before, on that left side, Ben, I think you can use that for the midfield now as well. We've got options, haven't we? And I think depending on who we're playing against, you mentioned there where Casper and Billy are very, very similar, and yes, they are. I think if you're playing against one of the top sides and you're going to be about the ball, you might need players that are going to be very strong off the ball. I think likes of Billy and Casper could do that really, really well. But then there's certain games where you feel that you want to impact those games, be a little bit more creative or get on the ball, and then you might want to sacrifice either Casper or Billy and then bring in Barry Bannon as a creative midfielder instead, wouldn't you?
Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. And again, just to add to what I was talking about, so I ran some stats. So expected assists, successful passes, key passes per 90, tackles, interceptions, and ground duels. So I just ran the same stats for all of them. So expected assists per 90, Billy and Casper pretty much identical, 0.15, which is obviously pretty low. Successful passes per 90, Billy had 37, Casper 30, again, very similar and quite low. Key passes per 90, Billy had 0.75, Casper 0.9, again, quite low, I would say. But then on the defensive side, you've got some pretty decent numbers for the pair of them. Tackles, you've got Billy 2.48, so basically 2.5 a game. Casper 2.16, interceptions 1.43 for Billy, 1.39 for Casper. Ground duels 4.8 to 4.38. So the stats for them two pretty much identical. You then contrast that to Bannon. Expected assists 0.24, successful passes per 90, 49, key passes 1.93. So you've got 46% higher for Bannon on expected assists and 27% more successful passes. So get my words out and I can breathe now. But yeah, a lot of stats there, but you can just sort of get the gist of the differences.
See the difference, can't you?
See the differences in the players just from a statistical side of thing. And I'm sure there's a lot of data that goes into players now. I'm sure the club would have looked at that and identified the gaps in that sort of creativity side. So Bannon's certainly going to add that.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so. I mean, certainly, if you can just do what he did for Sheffield Wednesday, in a struggling side, you hope they can do a lot more for us in a team that are looking to push on and win games, of course. Another subject I want to talk about, guys, is RBW. Race Bangura Williams. So obviously, you know, with lots of Bannon coming in, you know, he's slowly being pushed down the pecking order at the moment. You do sort of question, you know, are we going to see much of him this season? Obviously, God forbid there's any more injuries or whatever, then maybe so. But otherwise, what's in the best interest for RBW? What's in the best interest for us as a club? I mean, would you be against the idea of seeing him going out on loan? I think there's lots of rumours about him potentially going out on loan at the moment. Understandably, you know, it has to be right for him. It has to be right for the club as well. Do you see that being a big one for today? Can you see, you know, RBW going out today, and how important is it for him and his development? We'll start with yourself, Ben, first.
Sorry, mate, just finding the mute button. I would like to see him go out on loan now, mate. He's clearly not. He's clearly not in Alex Neil's sort of immediate plans, is he? There was all that sort of commotion about him needing to do the off the ball stuff and work a bit harder when we're not in possession, all that sort of thing, which he kind of come in and he did. Listen, we are, as a show, but me and you, I think, especially Joe, huge fans of RBW. I think his talent is one of the most exciting that I've seen at Millwall. I absolutely love him. But at this stage of his career, I think the most important thing for him is to go and play football.
I agree.
I don't want to see him sat on the bench or even like Saturday, not even in the match day squad, right? So I don't want that. That's not going to be best for him. I'm sure he doesn't want that. He's going to want to go and play football as well. So if a loan deal presented itself today in a top League One or even League Two, so I know I joked about Bromley, but they're flying, right? He's better than that. He's much better than that. But if a good League One side came in for him, I'd love him to go and play week in, week out, 90 minutes and just continue doing what we saw him do last year, because I think he's had a bit of a stop-start year this year, I say, with the Alex Neil bits, the injuries, and I think just now, naturally, the size of the squad as well. So, yeah, listen, I'd love for him to go out and get 90 minutes, because I do still think he's one of the most exciting players that I've seen at the club for a long time.
Nice one. Cheers for that, Ben. And Jess Birchall, get your thoughts on RBW. Do you see that as a good move for him? Do you see him? Should he be sort of fighting for his place instead? And how important is it finding the right club for him as well? Because obviously, it's important for him, for his own development, and for us, of course. That right club is so critical if he is going to spend the rest of the season on loan there.
Yeah, I think there are two things to it. Would I love to see him go on loan? Yes, I would. Do I think he will? No, I don't. And I don't know why. I just don't think he will leave. But I think it would be in everyone's best interest, and I mean the club and the player himself, if he went out on loan. And as you say, it could also be League Two, it could be League One. I just think it's important for him to play some competitive football on a regular basis, building his self-confidence up, and come back in the summer, and then we start again. He's also had a few injuries this season. There's been things behind the scenes that we hadn't been aware of, and it's been quite of a weird season compared to last season, where he sort of burst onto the scene, played regularly, and we all sat thinking, he's better than sliced bread, and then suddenly this happens, and you wonder what happened there. It's a big, what would you say? There's a big difference in how he performs and how he looks this season compared to how he looked last season. So, yeah, I'm hoping the club could find a solution. It would be in the interest of everyone, I think, if we could make it happen. So fingers crossed that something happens before deadline. I'm just worried that it won't.
Interesting. Cheers for that, Jesper. Ben, what do you make of this one here? RBW to Cambridge United. Would you like to see that happen? Race Bangura partner up with former Millwall legend Neil Harris, and of course Adam May is there as well. So somebody who he knows quite well from the under-21s.
Yeah, from what I've seen, they're on a very, very good run, Cambridge. Unbeaten in 14 or something, aren't they? They're absolutely flying.
I saw that, yeah.
We know the type of football that Neil Harris deems to be successful. Is that going to suit RBW? Probably not. And he's probably, again, going to be doing more things off the ball than he is on it, right? So from a Neil Harris character perspective, it'd be great to have him in his ear and say, look, this is what you need to do to not make it. I don't think that's wrong, but you get my point. Just get in his ear a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of actual play style and style of football that you'd probably expect under Harris, probably not, mate, for me.
No, interesting. And come back to yourself again, Jesper. We talked about the right club, and again, it has to be right for him. It has to be right for us as well. What are the options? Potentially, could he go to a low struggling championship club potentially on loan? Could he go to maybe a top medium club in League One or a challenging club in League Two? I don't know about you, but I just feel with Reyes, he needs to be playing for a team that are possession based. What we don't want to do is have him playing for, say, someone like Sheffield Wednesday, who are it's a bit doom and gloom there. It's a bit negative. He didn't get a lot of the ball. There's no point him leaving where he is now and having that kind of football environment around him. I think what Reyes needs now is confidence boosting. He needs to be getting on the ball. He needs to be playing. He needs to be touching the ball. And I think to do that, you've got to be playing for a top side. Yes, it ain't going to be in the Championship, but maybe League One and League Two, and just get him on the ball and let him show what he's capable of doing. Let him develop rather than sort of having to do the negative side of it. Or is what I'm saying completely crap, Jesper? And could he benefit from playing for a struggling team? Because maybe that's the area that he needs to improve on a little bit, that off the ball work we keep talking about,
I think it's a tricky one. As you just explained it there, I think it would be best for him to go to a side who's maybe challenging, in the better half of the table and not in the bottom, where it's like really struggling, and points are the most important thing. It's not how you play your football, etc. So that, I think just, my initial thought is that he should play for, a top 6 club, whether that's League One, League Two, who's challenging for something. I have to hold my hands up. I don't know how every team in League One and League Two plays, like, football wise, if they play on the ground or if they play long ball or whatever. But I think it will be better for him to come into a side who's not struggling, because we know when you're down there in a dogfight, any trick matters, and it's not about how you play. It's just about getting points, and I don't think that's what he needs right now. It's just my initial thought. I think he could do well in a League One team who might be challenging for the top 6. Not necessarily those who are top of the league, but someone who's in and around the top 6.
Yeah, good, interesting point there as well. I mean, do we bother going down even lower than that? I mean, Chris Brown made a comment here. He mentioned Tonbridge on mid-table National League South. I mean, that's where Frankie Baker's gone, at the moment. And do you see Reyes on Frankie Baker level, as in, like, is that level we should be loaning him out to, or should we be aiming a little bit higher than that, Ben?
Higher, 100%, mate. He's far too good for that level. Absolutely, far too good. As I said, it'd be League Two at a push, but I really would be aiming at a upper mid-table or upper. Word it right. Side, to be perfectly honest. Again, you spoke about the sort of Championship there, Joe. The only clubs he's going to, I'd imagine, that will play him week in, week out is a club towards the wrong end of the table. And like what we said on the live, I just don't really, I don't want him in a struggling side. That's what, honestly, that's why I mentioned Bromley. I know you're going to laugh because they're absolutely flying. I don't know what sort of football they play, but they are flying at the top of the league, and you can go in there to an already winning side, and the way that he plays, it will just it'll work for him. Do you know what I mean? So, and you can go and play alongside old Ben Thompson, who's turned into a hat-trick hero now.
Well, that's it. That's that point as well. Another point I want to mention is, again, I don't know whether the opportunity is there or not, but I would love to see him get involved with Luton and playing with George Saville. I mean, George Saville.
You just said that, mate, in the chat.
Yeah, George Saville, when he was here, I remember how good he was for the younger players. Well, that's when Roman Esse was breaking through, when Idemo was a bit younger, and Brooke Norton-Cuffy, and I can't think there was a few youngsters all coming through. And, George played such a big part in helping them develop. They looked up to him. Yeah, he was very much like a mentor, being a midfielder himself as well. I'd love to see Reyes sort of working alongside him and learning from Saville, and learning the certain traits that Saville possesses, But again, we don't know what goes on, in other clubs. They might have a fully subscribed midfield. They don't need any other midfielders, let alone bring in a lone player that's going to benefit us more so than them. But Is that something, Ben, that you would definitely like to see happen? I mean, if there was an opportunity to do that, would that sort of be more the remit we're looking for Reece at the moment?
Well, it is another question. You put where is his best, or where is his most natural position? Because I know when you've spoken to him before, you've said he's more of a deeper player, right? And we've seen him play that.
Yeah,
we've seen him play that against Palace. We've seen him play out wide for us. We've seen him playing a 10. We've seen him play deeper, as I said. So it'd be interesting, like you say, mate. Where we would potentially send him out on loan and where they would want him to play. So that'd be an interesting one.
Listen, I mean, he's played in a lot of positions, hasn't he, Ben? Like you've seen him, he's played on the left, he's played on the right, he's played centre midfield, he's played in a 10. You know, he's played throughout the whole midfield, isn't he? Really, you know. And
also tells you how good he is that he can do that. There's not many players that can do that. Yeah, there's not many players.
Very much so. Yeah, and you made a good point there as well, Ben. You brought up the fact when he played centre midfield, he played against Palace, you know, a Premiership team, and he looked, you know, $1 million, didn't he? Like he was good on the ball, he was dictating play. I always remember, like after a few of his touches, and you know, you can see the players sort of backing off a little bit. The Palace players almost like not committing or pressing him too hard.
Send him alone to Palace, then, mate. Might get a game there.
He might do, or even Charlton. Ooh, no, but yeah, you get my point there. I think he just needs to be playing, but at least playing for a side that's going to allow him to sort of play and express himself. You know?
Yeah, totally agree, mate. Totally agree.
Yeah. So Jesper, so you're good to stay till, is it 5:30? You say?
No, I will be back on 5:30.
Okay, so Ben, you got to shoot for 5:30, didn't you? So
yes.
So Jesper, you just shoot off now, do you?
Yeah, in a minute or so. If you haven't got the last question for me.
Perfect. No problem at all. I've always got a last question for you, Jesper. I've always got a last question for you. So look, for you, Jesper, I mean, I guess one thing before you kind of sign off and come back again, if there was one position that needs strengthening for you now, with what we've done so far, what's the one position? If you had a wish, I'll ask Ben the same question afterwards, but there's one area now you want to improve, just one more sign to come in, what would it be? What position? And guys in the chat, put your answers in there as well. Striker for you, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a very, very quick answer. What makes you say that then?
Because I'm very hungry and need to leave. No, I think it's... No, I know we spoke a lot about... I know we spoke about having a right back, and I agree with that. I just think our defense now is so solid, is so good. If we brought in a right back, it wouldn't have that sort of impact that we sort of need. You know, it would be a right back that would be sitting, waiting to get his chance, and possibly maybe not getting it because Kramer, Coops, and Taylor's doing so well, and then you got Sturridge and Doughty on the other side. So as much as I want a right back, I just don't see it being a necessity in this window. I would much more prefer a striker. Yeah.
Yeah. And Ben, how about yourself? Lots of strikers in the chat. There's lots of strikers. There's also a 10. People are asking for 10s in the chat.
I did see that. The 10's an interest. I think we've just got too many players that can play in that position. And like we've said before, I think a 10 for us is more of a defensive player, isn't it, rather than that sort of traditional creative role that Alex Neil.
Not as we see it when you're playing Football Manager. It's not quite the same, is it?
No, I think, as I say, it's much more of a pressing defensive role. So,
what is it called? Otherwise, Ben, it's called a tranquista, isn't it? Also,
not anymore, mate. It's out of the game now, mate. It's called a pressing attacking midfielder.
That's when I lost interest. I was like, no one's ever said that on a football show before.
No. What about Segundo Volante?
What about Force 9? What about Force 9? Is that one still there, or was that?
I think that was Pep when he lost the plot.
Was it?
Okay. No strikers.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, guys, I'm going to shoot now, but I'll be back in about half an hour.
Thank you, mate. Enjoy your food.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, mate. Ben.
Yes.
Rumours.
So striker.
Yes, please. Yeah, striker. I can read your mind. Strikers. Well, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. But does that mean that Langstaff goes, or are you happy to keep Langstaff as a fourth choice option?
No, I think if we got another one in, mate, I think I'd let him go. I'd let him go. Yeah. Listen, I really do get your point with him. Just not being good enough, and I do honestly. I do.
See this one here. Look, here you go. Look. Langstaff is our Force 9.
Yeah, the reason why he's a Force 9.
Bless him.
Yeah, I've tried to sort of give him the benefit of the doubt, right, and argued that he hasn't played in a system that fits him and suits him, and I still do believe that, but he's a trier. But I can't say that and give some people stick and then not give Langstaff stick. So I've got to be true and say, listen, if put it that way, if we had a more clinical centre forward that chance lands to on Saturday, we arguably win the game. Right, it's a completely different game for starters, and we probably go on to win it. So again, I think if we got one in, mate, I'd be happy to see him go. I'm saying that he's not playing there at the minute anyway, mate, is he? He's playing in the 10, so he's playing as that sort of second striker.
Although I notice his position sort of changes throughout the game. You see him starting off in the 10, then you sort of see Alex Neil shouting to him to sort of play further up the pitch, and he's just constantly sort of moving around, isn't he? Different positions, really.
Do you know one thing I've noticed with him? He's 100 mile an hour all the time. He's got no
calmness.
I was going to say composure, but that was a bit harsh. But he's a little road runner. He's 100 mile an hour all the time. Like, he's so eager to impress. That's kind of how I see it with him.
I know. And I hate giving him a bashing because, like I said, everyone says he's a lovely guy, and he does seem like a lovely guy, But I don't know about you. I feel that every time he gets the ball, I'm nervous. I'm nervous that he's going to lose the ball. Every time there's any kind of build-up and the ball comes to him, I'm always thinking, just don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it. And then more often than not, he'll lose it, or he can't control it, or he'll pass it to one person. So it's terrible though, isn't it? It's terrible to think that way, but I can't help it,
Every time he gets the ball, I'm like, do something. Don't do something stupid. Don't give it away. And like 9 times out of 10, he'll give it away.
Yeah.
Do something stupid.
I know. It's terrible to think that way. Players leaving, Ben. Wes Harding reported to be joining Plymouth Argyle on loan, isn't he? For the rest of the season. Good move for him. Good move for us. Yeah. What do you make of that one?
I think so, mate. I think he falls under that category of Langstaff, doesn't he? And our mate Idemo, not good enough for this level. Again, someone that historically has struggled when he's played at this level, or when he has played, he's been at Rotherham, right? I think he had very minimal game time when he was at Birmingham in the Championship. So he's not really Championship pedigree. He'll go down to League One and do a very good job for whoever is it. So Plymouth he's going to. He'll do a great job for them. Listen, I think everyone that you speak to unanimously says how much of a good pro he is and how much he's liked off the pitch. And unfortunately, we got to be ruthless, mate. Again, another one who's out of contract in the summer. I'd imagine that'll be the last we see of him in and around the club. He'll leave in the summer. Doesn't matter what league we'll be in next year. Listen, I think you just say thanks, Uncle Wes. Go and enjoy your time at Plymouth.
That's it, exactly. And as you say, I think, that perhaps this move should have happened maybe a year or two ago. So the fact he's still here, great to have that squad depth. But probably better for him and for us. Another player to be rumoured to be going is Danny McNamara. So he signed a new extended contract in the summer. I think it was a 1-year extension, wasn't it? Because I think he would have been on.
He was out of contract, and we still triggered it even though he was injured, right?
That's right, exactly. Which is good of the club to do that. He's a Millwall boy, through and through, and it's nice that we show that loyalty to him as well. But I guess there's only so many times you can show that loyalty. You can't keep paying his wages every season until he retires. It comes to a point where he wants first team football, and we need to sort of move on. It'd be a real shame to see him go. But there's a rumour that apparently Watford are quite interested in signing him on loan. A bit of an interesting one. Was you quite surprised by that rumour?
Not from Danny's perspective in terms of going and playing, mate. Surprise doesn't scream Watford.
Yeah.
Again, I would have thought maybe I like Danny. I like Danny, but I'm surprised that Watford. I mean, I don't know their situation with the squad. Don't know who's available, whether they need a right back, all that sort of thing. So can't comment on that. But where am I with Danny? Do you know what, mate? I don't know. I think he's been incredibly unlucky at the timing of the injury and when Alex Neil came in. Would I keep him?
Bad timing, weren't it? Yeah.
Yeah, really bad timing for him. Would I keep him around? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm a bit on the fence with Danny. Who's second choice are we saying now to come? Obviously,
Leonard, maybe.
Yeah, Lenny. I was going to say, obviously, is it Lenny? But then, again, you're running the risk of Lenny picking up an injury, and we haven't got any cover. So,
no. Well, you're then looking at George Beaumont, aren't you, as a young player
That's
third choice.
That's what I mean, mate. So there's so many caveats to all this. Danny might want to go and he doesn't want to sit and be third choice, right, or second choice.
Yeah.
So he's going to want to go and play football. Yeah, I'm really on the fence, mate. Really on the fence. I'd love to keep him around, but is he going to be happy, as I say, sitting there as a second or third choice? I don't know. I don't think so.
No. Obviously, whatever happens with Danny, we wish him well. I mean, he needs first team football. You know, I'd love to have him in our squad, but as you say, you know, where does he sit in the pecking order? Probably.
And again, so he triggered his contract last year for the extension. So again, he's out of contract in the summer, right?
Yeah, exactly that.
I mean, looking ahead to it, do we think he's going to extend? I don't know.
I don't know. And also, look, Watford are a decent club. I mean, they're probably looking at Danny Max thinking, you know what, we've got too many flair players in our team, we've got too many attack-minded players. Maybe they need strengthening in those areas in defence. You know, maybe they see him as an out-and-out right back that can kind of give them that defensive cover. And we know he can do that, Danny. Defensively, I think he's brilliant when he's on it and he's fit, especially on the 1v1s.
I was just about to say, man, I think there was a time where one-on-one defensively, he was arguably the best one-on-one, or certainly I'd say top 5 one-on-one defenders.
Before his injury, yeah.
And I just think, listen, we all know his limitations and they are going forward. The way that we play now, especially under Alex Neil, in terms of getting it wide, fullbacks are very involved. Both wing-backs are high up the pitch. He probably doesn't suit us in that respect. But I say we know his defensive qualities. He's a very good defender. I don't think he's a very good wing back. No,
it's just that final third, that attacking area, which unfortunately, he's lacking a little bit. Then sadly, going back to Marku, Ben, are you quite surprised? Sorry, mate. There's no one else to ask. What can I do? Are you quite surprised by the rumours of the teams that are up for signing him? Obviously, he's been linked with permanent exit at the moment, but the teams that you kind of see on social media are Bristol City, the likes of Norwich, the likes of Stoke. These are all possible, clubs that are quite interested in signing, not just on a loan, but on a perm. Are they seeing something that we're not? Where do you see that coming from? What's the attraction there?
I don't know.
You're probably the wrong person to ask that question.
Yeah, I don't know. No, listen.
If you're not Ben, suppose you're anyone else but Ben Green, what could be the attraction to signing? Why are these big clubs be interested in signing services? Do you reckon?
Well, listen, he is 22, mate. He is 22, so there is still potential there for him to improve. He's played a lot of Championship football now, so I'm just having looking at transfer markets. He's played 75 times in the Championship. So that's not an insignificant amount for a 22-year-old. So I can certainly see why people will be interested in him. I just, my opinion, do I ever see him realising that potential? We don't forget, we talk about it a lot, but he did come from Shamrock to us and got chucked in at the deep end. I think Phil's spoken about it in our group chat a couple of times, that there was obviously loans pending and he got an injury, or we got an injury, so we needed him for backup. So
that has always mentioned that, Eddie, right from the off, that there's so many times when we probably failed him as a player, haven't we? And I'll make that right in what he's saying. He's come in as a 19-year-old at the time, nearly 18, 19 years of age. Rather than send him out on loan, give him some good ground, we kind of just chucked him in the deep end, didn't we?
Absolutely. So, listen, there was a lot of... I do feel sorry for him in a way, because he hasn't been able to come over to England and sort of learn his trade. Joe's just mentioned there again, clubs will be looking at him, probably thinking that we can get him on the cheap.
Yeah,
or clubs can get him on the cheap. So there's going to be an element of that. Certainly, if he's out of contract in the summer, mate, they're going to be thinking, well, he's not going to cost us a fortune. As I said, he has got decent enough Championship experience now with 74 games. Still some upside in terms of his age, coming from a good club. So, listen, for other clubs, there is an attractiveness to Idemo. I can't see it, mate. I've said it a million times now with him. I really do. I end up seeing him being a League One player, a good League One player probably with his pace, but I just don't think he's good enough. I mean, again, if you look at the clubs around us, mate, how many clubs does he get into? How many starting 11s does he get into? I don't think many.
Mm.
And
It's weird, though, isn't it?
That's where we are now.
Isn't it funny how opposition teams sort of see him differently to how we see him? I mean, the amount of clubs who played against and their supporters always pick him out as one of our best players and one of our biggest threats. I mean, Charlton, for example, must absolutely, they would love to sign him if they could. I don't think he'll go there for a second. I hope not anyway. But, there are teams there that see him as a bit of a threat. I think,
listen, the hardest thing to defend, Joe, is pace. And he's got that in abundance. But like I've said a million times, use my golf analogy, if you hit it down the fairway 300 yards every time, but then hit your wedge out the back of the green, it doesn't matter. It's totally irrelevant. So he gets in great positions. He does really well. But if he hasn't got the end product with it, it's irrelevant. It really is irrelevant. And that's the biggest problem in his game is that end product. We haven't seen enough of it. We've seen glimpses. We saw the goal against Charlton. We saw the goal against Hull, but we need to see more of it. We don't see enough of it. And as I say, it's great him having a 9 out of 10, 1 in 10 games, but then you need him to be of a better consistency after that. There's no point in being a 4 out of 10.
Do you think, how old is he now, Marco? Is he 22?
22,
23?
Yeah.
22? Do you feel that there's still time for him to improve, and therefore are we being a little bit too rash trying to sell him on a perm? Should we maybe put him out on loan, which is something we've been looking to do for the last sort of 2 to 3 seasons? Never quite happened. Even when Harris was here, there was rumours that he might go out on loan. Never did quite happen. But I don't know about you, I just feel like if we let him go, will that come back to haunt us? Does he then become a brilliant player somewhere else? We'll be kicking ourselves, thinking we should have done more or worked with him or put him out on loan sooner, maybe,
Let me change the question, turn it back to you. Is there anything that you've seen in there that makes you think that is the case?
Well, now and again, you see his finishing is quite decent. Alex Neil, quoted Alex Neil saying that he's probably the best finisher in the club in training. You've seen him.
Fucking hell, it tells a lot about our players, doesn't it? Jesus.
It does, but apparently so. He's one of the best finishers in our club. He really rates him for his finishing. We see that goal he scored against, who is it he scored at the Den at Coldborough Lane when he tucked it away?
The whole one with Alfie's
the whole
ball.
game. Yes,
Alfie's ball, yeah.
So again, took that really well, didn't he? He's got that directness, that rawness still, but I just feel that are we being a little bit too premature, letting him go too soon? Is there worth being a bit more patient, send him out on loan instead? But look, I'm saying that he might want to go. Maybe he's had enough. Maybe he wants to go out to the Perm. Maybe he doesn't want a loan. We don't know, do we?
So, let me answer my own question. I don't think I've seen enough to go. Like I said, it's great seeing it 1 in 10 times, mate. But you need to see more of it, and I just don't. Chris, I was just about to say, I see Chris's comment pop up there.
Yeah.
He has been here for 3 years now. It's not like he's only played bit parts. He's played 75 games. He's played 75 games. It's not an insignificant amount. I can see my dad messaging me at the same time, so he's going to want to answer me to ask this, but he says, why don't Alex Neil want to keep him? And he sees it every day, doesn't he? So
great point. And we know Alex Neil's a big fan of his. He does pick him quite often. He's always sort of worked quite hard.
But has that been, Joe, because of the lack of depth? So again, with Watson coming in now, where's he's going to be third choice? He's going to be third choice.
Yeah,
I don't see him above Ballo. So how many clubs keep a third choice winger?
Would you make this one? Sorry, Ben. Anthony Herbert saying levels. That's the thing. Question has the level of what we've got better and better. What a time Marku and Dave Mack were one of our best players. I.e., would you have Esse back over Femi at the moment, for example?
Would I have Esse back over Femi? Absolutely no chance of having Esse. Femi's the best winger in the league. I'm not taking that's not me rose tinted Millwall.
No,
he's the best right winger in the league. Femi's just absolutely top draw, and that's not me. That's not me saying because I don't like Esse. He's top class. So yeah, it is. We talk about it, it's the same with Patterson, mate, isn't it? Like I think now we're at a point where if we can be ruthless and improve in any position, I think you've got to do it. So yeah, for me, I think it is the case we've improved as a club. The quality of the squad is much better. So. Yeah, for me, it is about levels.
Interesting point from Andrew Roberts. He said the only position Marco hasn't really been played in for enough games is up front as a striker. If he goes on loan and plays up front and keeps scoring, he could come back and play up front. As a great point there, Andrew. Now, the only thing is, it was about two and a half years ago. I remember speaking to Marco at the end of season awards. What are you laughing at?
The comment of Phil Baker's comment. It just cracked me up. I just saw it.
We'll get to that one in a second. Oh, no. I don't know if I should put it up on the screen, that one. But but Marku was against playing as a striker. I remember saying to him at the time, why don't you give it a go as a striker? And he said, no, I want to play left wing. He was so adamant he wanted to play left wing. And when I asked him outright, why don't you want like playing as a striker? He said to me, he doesn't like playing with his back to goal. And by that, and I've played as a striker before, I know what he kind of means by that. As you play with your back to goal, you've got the contact from defenders smashing through you, winning headers.
He's very
dangerous.
Physical. Of course it is, man.
He wants to be facing the goal. And that's his reason. Now, when he said that, that shows me that he doesn't want that contact, doesn't want that kind of duel, if you like. Now, whether that's changed or not, now he's a little bit older, a bit more mature, maybe might look at that as another option. But that could be an option. And he could go out on loan and do really well to striker somewhere. However, once he's gone and we say him on a perm, there's no way we're getting him back unless, there's a clause in there that allows us to sign him back again, or we'll get first refusal or whatever it might be,
Yeah. Again, totally agree, mate. Do I ever see him working out okay, again, do you ever see him working out as a championship centre forward? I don't. I don't. Again, would he be good in the lower leagues? Yeah, possibly, but I don't see him as a championship centre forward, mate. I just don't. So yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing. I've just seen Philip's a message there as well.
It's got a point.
It's got good cost saving. Yeah, exactly. Okay, another player who's been doing the old rumour mill. And I don't know if he's actually signed for someone now, is Raki Saki. There was talk that possibly it could be like a late loan move for him from Palace. But then I did hear from somewhere else that he might have signed for someone on loan now, or even on a perm, I think, somewhere else.
Stoke.
Is that where he's gone to? Stoke, is he?
Stoke, yeah, I'm almost certain.
Okay.
Pretty much.
But I guess, where has he played? Does he play on the left? The cuts in on his right foot?
I don't know much about him, mate. I've got to be totally honest. When we've been rumoured to sign him, I don't know a huge amount about him.
Connor said there he's gone to Stoke there. Okay, so that's another one. Another one which was a rumour going round, but I think it's dead in the water now, was Junior Fofana. So a young French player, wasn't he? Who I think is a French midfielder. A lot of people have made a lot of similarity between him and Del Boy in the sense that he plays in a very similar position, similar age. However, he plays at a higher level than Del Boy and could actually be better than Del Boy. But for whatever reason, I don't know whether or not we couldn't agree terms with the club or we couldn't agree terms with the player. I'm not quite sure which way around it is, but it looks like that could be, at the moment, it could be dead in the water, but you never know. That could be them playing games. We might come back with an improved offer. Who knows? There's still time between now and 7 p.m. Still got an hour and a half, haven't we? So have you done much research on him at all?
No, I was saying, I think the club, is it Armiens, tweeted saying that he was staying with them now.
Oh, right, they've confirmed that. But did they say why? What grounds?
No, I didn't say why. I just said he was going to stay at the club till the end of the season. So,
right.
Again,
okay.
I only saw what everyone else saw, but I saw that little montage of sort of a few tackles, passes, and he looked pretty decent.
It's quite decent, has he?
Yeah, I mean, again, just from that little montage that was doing the rounds on Twitter, but he looked decent. My only argument again, mate, would be the similarities to him and Billy Casper. We've got a lot of those holding type holding sort of central midfielders, haven't we? So unless you were thinking that one of Billy and or Casper were leaving, or potentially both in the summer, because I know there's contracts negotiations to be had with both of them, then that would be the only sort of reason why you potentially look to sign him, because you said Del Boy's in there as well, we haven't even spoken about. So he looked like a more defensive type player, but as I say, from the montage, looked quite handy.
Yeah, okay. So I guess looking at our squad as it stands at the moment, Ben, what would be your preferred 11? I suppose I don't know what formation you choose your own formation. You go 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1. Or, what would be your preferred 11? And guys in the chat as well, just keep you warm. Put your preferred 11 in the chat as well. Let's see if Ben matches with what you guys are saying. Go on, Ben.
So I will go Patterson in goal. He's obviously come to be number one. So I think that's almost certainly going to happen. Kramer at right back, Taylor, Coops, and I think I'm going to go with Alfie at left back.
Yeah. Okay.
Then
why? Class why over?
I love Spurs, but
Spurs.
I mean Joe Bryan for me, he's not even in the picture now.
Okay.
Again, he's another one who's out of contract in the summer, isn't he? I think.
I think so. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
For me, not even in the picture now. He's going to be a squad player. But Alfie, when fit, I think we've seen his
quality. He's got
quality. Yeah, I think he's and we've spoken about it. His fitness levels, mate.
And also, sorry to interrupt you, Ben. I think even defensively,
now, but
well, I don't know how bad his back injury is. It seemed like it went down quite hard on it, didn't he? But yeah. I think even defensively, Ben, I was quite impressed with his last sort of the couple of performances. Certainly against Watford, I thought he was brilliant. Excellent.
Yeah,
he done really well against who's the other game? Sorry, it would have been Charlton, wasn't it? Charlton, I think he played.
Yeah,
he done really well in that game as well. I was done really well against Sheffield United, did it before he went down injured as well.
Yeah. So if I'm going absolute best 11, this is for me. Yeah. So Kramer, Taylor, Cooper, Alfie. I'm going to upset a few people here. I'm going to go Billy and Bannon, and then I'm going to go Femi, Negley, Watson, give him the benefit of the doubt coming in.
So what you say Negley in the 10, you've got Bannon and Billy behind him, with Femi on the right, and then Watson on the left, And who would you go up front with?
It's an interesting one, this. You'd have to go Mihailo, wouldn't you? You'd have
would
to. You? I think, I think so. That's probably, there isn't, listen, again, it's just great to have options now, but I think I'd go Mihailo up top. I think that would be my best possible 11. I'm taking a little bit of a punt on Watson there, because I said we've not seen a huge amount of him this season. So that would be my best 11, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people mention about Bannon coming in, potentially coming in as in a 10. I guess the key question is, out of Billy, Casper, and Bannon, if there's one player that sort of sits out or was more of a squad rotation player, which one out of those three would it be for you?
I think you hit the nail on the head on the live, mate. I think it's going to depend on who we play. We spoke about those stats earlier.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think it's going to depend on who we play. If we're going to have a bit more of the ball, we've notoriously spoken about and struggled against sides where we've had more possession than them. So when we have, Bannon's going to be that player to make those progressive passes, more successful passes.
I agree.
All that sort of thing. So I think it is going to depend on who we play, mate. So I would say if we're playing a side where we're going to have more possession, Bannon. And then I think if it's going to be someone where we're going to be a bit more, I hate this word, but on the transition and defensive, probably Casper.
More dogged I'll make you right. I wonder if Alex Neil would go for the same thing. Jesper, good to see you. Have you back, mate. I hope
cheers.
You enjoyed your ding-dings.
What'd you have, mate? Hot noodle?
Just cooked rice and chicken. So, nice. not very exotic, but it was good.
Mrs. Downscott cooking for you, is she?
It's actually the other way around usually.
Oh, really? Yeah, you do cooking in your household. Well done.
I'm used to that. Yeah.
Oh, well done. We're just saying, what would be your perfect 11, Jesper? If with what we've got available at the moment to us, who would be your starting 11, whatever formation you want to go with?
I think it depends on who we play, I guess. If it was a home game and we were probably more on the ball than the other team, it would most likely at the minute be Patterson, Doherty, Sturge. They've both been good. Just go for Doherty because of his delivery. Coops, Taylor, Kramer.
Yeah.
And then in midfield, it becomes interesting because, obviously Bannon is sort of this X factor that we, supposedly haven't had for a long time. This creative midfielder who comes in, And I would say if we dominate games where we are pushing teams back, I would love to see him in there, maybe with Billy. And it's not to take anything away from Kasper, because I love Kasper, but maybe you don't want two similar midfielders in there. So let's say we put Bannon in there with Billy, Negle in front of him, Watson, Assis. You can pick and choose between Ivanovic and Coburn. I would marginally put Ivanovic in front of him. That would probably be my starting 11.
Interesting. Which is the same 11 you picked, isn't it, Ben?
Yes,
I think
it
was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I was just reading. My most important news of today, fellas, is Tom Bradshaw's gone back to Barnsley.
Oh, has he really? Oh, okay. Which is where he played for many years ago, didn't he?
He did, yeah. That's where we signed him from.
How romantic was that? Eh?
Very romantic.
Nice.
Wish him all the best, Brad. I really do.
Of course I do. Yeah, I like Brad. I like Brad when he played for us. He had a good attitude about him. Very.
He did the hardest job for a Millwall team for a long time. How direct we were under Harris.
Oh, I know.
And he played up top on his own. And
they were playing him like he was 6'10", weren't he? I mean, like a battering ram, but he wasn't. He's like one of the smallest on the pitch. But bless him, he worked his socks off, didn't he?
He did. He did.
The fact that he could score 15 goals in that team in one season is remarkable. I mean, unbelievable, unforgiving job that he was doing, and he was taped up right, left, centre.
Jesper, was that a lot of that down to
the ongoing joke of his mum? That's just all my dad's to text me. Is
it?
Yeah. The message pop up.
Oh, Mickey boy, he loves it. Jesper, how much was that down to a phobia, though? You're giving Bradshaw that kind of license to kind of play a little bit more on the shoulder. Because if I remember rightly, they played together. They formed a really good partnership, didn't they, that season? He scored a lot of his goals because of the partnership.
Wasn't that the other season? I think this was more the Bradders Fleming season where he got around 16, 17. He got 15, where we just missed the playoffs.
I thought it was the way around. I thought he scored more when Aphobia was there.
No, I think they both had a good. They scored more than half of our goals, if I remember correctly. Just them two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just having a look. I mean, I should know, considering I'm a complete Tom Bradshaw fanboy.
But Aphobia could have been. It was a weird one because we loaned Aphobia, then we signed him on a permanently.
What was it?
22-23 season when he got 16 goals.
Okay. Interesting B line here. So Bradshaw had what Langstaff is struggling with.
Everything.
Yeah. He's probably got better misses than him as well, hasn't he?
Wow,
that's a bit naughty.
Brad's misses is unreal.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
even Bradshaw's misses, probably a better car, everything. Yeah. But look, I guess if we could get another striker in now, I think that for me would make this a good transfer window. I think we sort the goalkeeper issue. I think defensively, I'm quite happy with our back four at the moment. We mentioned the options we've got there. Midfield, I think Bannon coming in to complement, likes of Kasper and Billy and Del Boy and whoever else we've got coming through. We've got a decent crop there. We've got some good players in the wide positions now as well. Striker, I think we're just lacking that one striker. And I don't want another 19, 20-year-olds, young, promising youngster. I think we need like a 28 to 30-year-old type striker. Somebody who's who's been there, done it a little bit. A bit of a target man, maybe can sort of do a bit of everything, and just sort of free up the pressure of Mihailo and Coburn. Would you agree?
Yeah, but I just think you got two issues with that. One is if you do find someone who's good enough, he will cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And secondly, it probably goes a little against the principles of this new project thing. Like, are we going to bring someone in with, I don't know how much potential value he's then got, for the rest of his career. But I agree. I agree with you in terms of what we need, maybe. But it would have to be a smart signing somehow. I know we looked at this Lauritsen guy at Sparta, where Negle used to play. He's 28. I believe he's out of contract, in the summer. It would have to be something like that where we go in and we can get it for a smart fee, proven goal scorer. But it's so difficult to find. And if they are out there, there will be other teams looking at them as well.
Yeah. I'm just responding to Philip. Philip, I've seen your comment a few times about Tammy. I'm pretty sure he signed for Villa now, isn't he? Aston Villa.
Who? Tammy?
Tammy Abraham. the former Chelsea Romford Roma striker. He signed for.
Did you hear about the deal?
Villa.
It was like the quickest deal of all time. Was he at loan? He was on loan at Besiktas, so they made his deal permanent, and then they sold him to Villa straight
Tammy
away.
Abraham.
Yeah, and then they sold him. Like, I saw it on Twitter, so I don't know if that was just.
Wow!
I saw that.
Unbelievable.
But it's funny how football runs in circles, right? He was on loan at Aston Villa when we played them at the Den when they were back in the Championship.
Yeah.
When he was on loan from Chelsea, and he scored against us actually. And then he goes back to play for Chelsea, goes to Italy, and then suddenly he comes back to Villa again. And now they're in the Premier League, and he's in and around the England squad, isn't he? Or has been. You know, it's just funny how things work out and how things develop and how teams move up and down. And he's now in the Premier League, and a good bit of business, I think, if they get him. I reckon.
There you go. Yeah, Lawrence just confirmed that in the chat. Yeah, so Besiktas made his loan permanent and then sold him straight away to Villa.
Wow. Unbelievable. There you go. So, obviously, we're still waiting on confirmation on Ida Mark, who is leaving. We're not sure what's happening with Langstaff. RBW, I think, could be looking for a loan move, but nothing's confirmed there at the moment. As to what's coming in, I think there's still an outside chance we're going to bring somebody in. I'm led to believe from my sources that there could be a possible. I haven't been told it's not going to happen yet, so there's still a chance that could happen.
I've just seen Calvin Phillips is most likely signing for Sheffield United. I don't know if you talked about that.
Yeah, Matt.
I mean, talking about a career that has derailed completely from being one
how
of the...
How old's Calvin Phillips now? He can't be that old, can he?
Mid
29, 30?
No, yeah, he's got...
I think he's late 20s, 29, I reckon, or 30. How old has he been?
Let's have a look. 1995.
So he's 30 last year, yeah? So he's 31 this year.
31 this year.
Right, okay, yeah. I mean, great signing for Sheffield United. Brilliant, brings lots of, he'll boss it in the Championship.
The only thing I would say about, again, similar thing to what we were saying about Watson, no, completely different ends of the age scale, but he hasn't played any football. He went to West Ham, didn't he, and played 4 games or something stupid on loan there.
And you do question, he signs for Man City, I don't know, still a couple of seasons ago. Now he plays for Sheffield United. What's the reason for that?
Yeah.
I forgot about that loan deal as well. Yeah, he went to Ipswich as well.
True. Yeah, although they were in the Premier League, weren't they, at the time, I suppose. So he's still playing at a decent level. So to play in the Championship now, Sheffield United, I mean, could they be a dark horse, Sheffield United, kind of like sneak into the playoffs right at the end? I mean, they've certainly got the quality, haven't they, in their squad? Good manager as well.
Yeah, but I just think they're too inconsistent on the road still, and it's a big gap that they need to close. And once you close that gap, you need to keep winning to stay in the top 6. I just think they're going to miss out. Maybe not with many points, but I just don't see them sneaking in. Just think they're too inconsistent. They're on a fairly decent run now, but I've got my doubts.
I work with the Sheffield United lads, and he's quietly confident that they're going to sneak in.
My next door neighbour is a Sheffield United fan. He's actually from Sheffield as well. Proper northern accent and everything. Eats curry sauce and his chips and everything. But
try it, mate. Try it. It's good.
But he's adamant they're going to get into playoffs. He really does think they're gonna do well. So I could see it definitely sort of sneaking out at the end if they keep winning. Of course,
they are a really good side. Like they are. They're better than the likes of Derby, Wrexham, dare even Hull, maybe. Like they're better than all those sides, aren't they?
Yeah, I'll say so. I mean, Hull are decent. I mean, they're the form team at the moment. They're top of the form table, aren't they? Hull.
It's only because they had old Coco the Clown, didn't they? Was his Sellers? They didn't win for the first 10 games or something, did they? Sheffield United.
No,
I think Sellers holds a 100% record at Sheffield United. I think he lost every single game, including League Cup, with them before he got fired. Absolutely horrendous. Yeah.
So they've done well to even be in with a shout.
Yeah, but they didn't even start so well under Wilder, did they? I think they also lost a few and won a few, and it's been a strange season for them. Mill Holdings just mentioned it. I cannot believe, and it was only till I saw it on Twitter, the league table. Where have Derby come from, and how the hell are they Sheffield?
I know, it's true.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
Oh, Alex has killed my mood. 100 points is no longer possible.
Oh, it's not.
I think he said.
Mathematically, it can't happen, no.
Yeah, well, he's getting insane
98,
now,
I think.
98 points, 100 goals. It doesn't.
You have to change that now. It hasn't
got the same ring, is it?
No, it hasn't. No, unfortunately.
I'm going to believe it anyway. 100 points, 100 goals. Still happening.
No. So we're still waiting, guys. We're still waiting for. We've been on for like what, an hour and 46 minutes, and we've got nothing to talk about apart from what we have spoken about. You know, we've done quite well in filling that gap. I do appreciate you guys being with us on the live. There's 699 of you on the live, which is fantastic, especially when you should be working. But guys, if you haven't liked yet, please like. Last time I checked, I'm sure we had 110 likes. Let's try and get that to 200 before we wrap up this evening. So if you haven't liked the show, give us a like, please, guys. Let's hope we can get to 200. Still waiting for news on Race Bangor Williams. We're hoping there could be an offer there for. I think there's been a couple of inquiries, but nothing tangible. So let's hope that a decent move comes for him. I think the young lad definitely needs the opportunity to be playing some games. Let's hope that our club Mill can help that along as well, because I think it's what's needed. As far as we understand, Langstaff and Arnamo Marku are still technically signed at Millwall. We haven't heard about them leaving or going out the door just yet. Obviously, there's lots of rumours about them leaving, but that's still not the case. 119 ball free, die free. Thanks, mate. Cheers for that. So we need to try and get those likes up, guys. Let's try and push to 200 before we wrap up the live in about an hour or so after the 7 o'clock transfer window. What would you rate this transfer window, guys, in the chat? I want to ask you, Ben and Jesper, as well. If you was to give it a rating out of 10, what would you rate our transfer window out of 10? Guys, put it in the chat. And what do you guys think? I don't know who wants to go first. Whoever's ready to go first.
I can. I would probably be at a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I don't think it's the best window ever, but I think we've done some shrewd businesses.
Yeah.
But it would take me a decent striker to get up around at least 9.
Yeah.
And also considering it's the 2 deals we just did are loan deals, so they will be gone in the summer unless we go up. So that takes it down a little bit for me as well. But in terms of the players themselves coming in, I think they're good signings.
Yeah. Okay. Ben, how about yourself? What would you give this window out of 10 so far?
I'm going to agree with yes, but I think 7. Don't be really boring there, but I would say 7. Yeah, I think if you look at it, I really like the Bannon piece. I really like the Patterson piece. Potentially would go up to an 8 if Watson turns out to be decent. I've still got that question mark over the fitness of him. I think all the ability and all the abilities there, but I think it's just a question on the fitness. But yeah, I'll say 7 with a view to potentially being an 8. If we sneak in a striker, I'd say maybe a 9. Depending on who that striker is.
Good. That's my second question. What would bring it to a 9 or a 10? So you're saying
Gary Taylor-Fletcher.
Gary Taylor-Fletcher brings it down to a 2.
It would do. What would make you go to a 9 or a 10 then? Sorry, Jesper.
Well, maybe someone like we do still keep in contact with the fellas over in Rotterdam from Sparta. They're good guys, from Sparta Rotterdam. They really rate him, the striker Lauritsen from Norway, and you mentioned it, experienced striker, 28, scores goals. It's not bad with his feet. This sort of signing could sort of excite me and bring it up to a 9-ish, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. I would probably go. You went for a 7, didn't you, both? I'd probably go for an 8. I just think about when you look at the areas that needed improving. For me, was a left winger and a goalkeeper. Yes, you could argue we need another striker as well, but it wasn't like the priority. I think I'm quite happy with Coburn and Ivanovic. We do need that third option. I do believe that Langstaff is not the answer. But for me, left wing and goalkeeper was important. So then land Patterson, who's probably one of the best championship goalkeepers last season, and then to sign Tommy Watson, who's probably one of the brightest left wingers last season as well. For me, that's a good bit of business. Yeah, a really good bit of business. I saw a message of one of the guys here in the chat. If I can find it, our very own Dan Marsh just tweeted that about Marku on his way to Oxford. So I don't know whether that's a perm or a loan.
7.5 million, apparently.
Yeah, right. Okay. Is that what he said, Dan Marsh? No.
The silence.
Right, God.
I was like, what currency are we talking about here?
Is that Mexican dollars again, is it?
Yeah.
But look, good on him. If he can get that move, then great. He certainly had the opportunities here, hasn't he? Can't deny that, But yeah, obviously, if he does go, like I said, for me, I'd rather see him go on the loan. I'll hate to see him go permanently. I think he's still young enough, and there's still opportunity for him, I think, to improve and get better. But it seems like they're trying to get this move done to Oxford for Idemo Emarku, it seems. And I can't. Have you got Dan's tweet there, Jesper or Ben?
Yeah, I have. Mate.
Out. Can you read out what he says?
I can. Give me a sec.
This is Dan Marsh, by the way, guys.
Just said exclusive. Oxford United trying to beat the deadline with a deal to sign Idemo Emarku from Millwall. The 22-year-old attacker is available to leave the Den. OUFC working on a deal to land him before the window shuts.
So did they mention there's a loan or a perm? Sorry, is that a perm? Is it? He didn't say.
It doesn't say.
Yeah. Interesting point from Statter here as well. He said, look, if we do lose Emarku, surely we push for someone else. But isn't that what we've done already by getting Tommy Watson in? Because we've still got Ballo as the replacement for Tommy Watson, I reckon Watson will be the preferred option, wouldn't he? Of course,
Yeah. Bill Holdings has made a great point. Do they know they've only got 3 sides to their ground, and one of them is a car park? He's going to do Going to do a lot of damage to those motors.
Yeah. There's a lot of insurance companies now rubbing their hands. Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Exactly. Insurance claims going in Oxford.
Yeah.
Premiums going up by 200% tomorrow.
Cost of football is going to go up as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Have to order some more balls, some more match balls.
Are you an Oxford fan? Do you own a car? Yeah, we've got some sad news for you.
Premiums.
Okay, right. I'm just reading messages coming through at the moment. Sorry.
All right, Jimmy White.
Just having a look around the grounds as well, see if anything's been happening. Any other clubs? Can't really see too much. Coventry, what's this? No, that's just someone tweeting. We spoke about.
So I'm gonna have to shoot off around about 6:15. But I think Ben, you got what time are you here till, Ben?
I am on borrowed time. I probably need to leave at 6 as well.
Right, okay. Because I'm hoping for one of the guys.
On about 6:50.
Chris Chapman's going to jump on about 6:15, didn't he? I think he said, and I think Paul is coming on as well about 6:15. Paul Donovan. So another couple more.
Yeah, all right.
Allegedly, Paul Donovan said he'll come on about 6:15.
Don't tease the crowd. I mean, they don't want to see.
But I need to shoot off around about 6ish just for a little bit, and I'm going to come back straight after for about 20:06. So
are you going to find your tie? Are you?
I've got a tie. Too late for the old tie now. It'd be pointless. There's nothing else to discuss, is there? Unfortunately,
So what we're saying, we're leaving Jesper on his own.
Say again.
What we're saying is we need to leave Jesper on his own for 15 minutes.
Are you right to hang on for till 6:15, Ben? Was that going to be pushing it too hard? If it is, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I need
to
finish off some work, and I need to go and get the little one. So
don't worry. I'll hold out till 6:15 when Chris and Paul join, and then obviously I can jump off and I'll come back afterwards. It's not a problem.
Mate. Sorry.
Are they both going to be in the van then, if they join together, or how does it work with Chris and Paul?
Sorry,
are they both going to sit in the van? Chris
and they're both going to sit in the van. Yeah, it looks like it. Could be.
So I followed the link on Dan's tweet as well, which is on the Mirror. It doesn't say again whether it's permanent or a loan deal.
No, it doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
I think we are looking to sell him.
I think if he's out of contract in the summer as well, yes, I think it's got to be a permanent deal.
And I reckon we could probably get 400 or 500k for him maximum. It will be something around that.
What did we pay? Was it 125 or 250? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, something around that. It wasn't very much.
Yeah.
So imagine we make a bit of money on him as well.
Guys, if we don't get a signing in soon, I'm gonna have to put my goal up just to kind of like fill in the minutes.
Sometime.
So Millwall Football Club, unless you want me showing Joe Zampa's goal at the Den, can you announce a signing pretty soon, please? Because I'm tempted to hit that button and play it.
Can you just make a compilation next time, Joe, so we can see all your highlights? Then at least maybe we got 5 minutes. Your touch, your miss, your goal.
Yeah. I've got one of those actually. Shall I put it on? Let's see if I can find it. No,
ask the audience.
You say no.
I'm literally scrolling through on that Mirror video printer trying to see anything, and there's nothing happening anywhere really.
Is it not?
I don't know.
It says Cadamartri heading to Wrexham now, apparently.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
they're silent, buddy. Everyone,
that come out at 3:05 so that might have changed again since then. But yeah, they're after everyone.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they wanted to sign Armstrong as well. Now he went Wolves, didn't he? But I mean, Cadamartri and then Keeler Dunn from League One, he's around 30, isn't he? Or what is he? He's not a young player.
I think he's about 28, 29.
28, 29. I mean, I know they got promotion ambitions as well, but these sort of signing doesn't scream promotion potential to me, if you ask me personally. I mean, Cadamartri, maybe a good, he's a potential good player, but Keeler Dunn, League One, it's quite a chance to take, isn't it?
Yeah.
He hasn't played at this level before, I reckon.
There's literally nothing. The last bit of Championship news I got to then was the Hayden Hackney to Forest deal. Well, that was ages ago, wasn't it? That was 12 o'clock. So, yeah, not really much happening.
Not a lot to...
John, just on that Smodix thing, I saw that, but it's if you have a look at the Twitter handle, it's a fake. It's not Fabrizio.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it not?
Just on that. Okay. No, I got suckered into that, and I was about to say it, and then I read the first comment and said someone was... it was a wind-up.
Right, okay.
I see Palace are paying. Is Palace paying around 43 million pounds for this Strand Larsen guy from Wolverhampton?
I just can't see that. I
remember when I was young and 20 million pounds was a lot, and you could get a player like Zinedine Zidane. Now I can get a fucking Norwegian striker from Wolverhampton for double that amount of money. It's ridiculous. Come on, honestly.
It's nuts. It is nuts. I know they joked the other day, didn't they, Roy Keane and Vieira, when they were talking in the studio, and they said, what would we be worth now? And they just be stupid, wouldn't it? Be stupid money.
Yeah, really. True. It's bonkers, really.
So I'm just trying to upload my...
That's not my dog this time. Who's got a dog in the background?
That's my dog. If you could call him a dog, he's about that big. It's a family dog. I won't claim full ownership on him. Right, hang on. What's going on here?
What's going on here?
What's going on here?
I'm desperately just trying to refresh Twitter or something just to see if there's something going on anywhere at this point.
Yeah. Can we just make up some stuff in the chat just to keep us entertained?
But I was actually just trying to look for transfer fees in the 1990s, just to compare a little bit. It could be quite fun, actually.
Okay, yeah, it'd be interesting, yeah.
To see what players went for and who was the biggest signing. There might be people out there knowing.
Whilst you're doing that, Jesper, fellas, I need to shoot.
Ben,
that's all right.
Thank you so much, mate, for being with us.
Enjoyed that.
Really
quick
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hour or so.
I'm sure we'll see you back on again when Marco is confirmed.
I'll pop in for that one.
You're there celebrating, punching the air. Exactly.
See me cry.
Cheers to that, Ben. I appreciate it, mate.
Right, fellas, enjoy chat. See you soon.
Yeah, thanks, see you soon, Ben.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye. Oh, you there?
Right, so we can up until 1993 got some transfers here, and I think for the more experienced audience, they will know these
sorry,
players.
so the club's just announced. So Wes Harding has joined Plymouth Argyle on loan for remaining the season. It's now confirmed by Millwall Football Club.
Good for him. I mean, I don't mean that in a negative way. He deserves to play football. Honestly, he's been such a great servant, and
exactly.
Probably should have left a bit before, but he's again one of these players who's been in the squad who hasn't complained. He's always stepped up when we needed him, and but he just hasn't played much football, has he?
And the whole squad, they all loved him, didn't they? They all seem to really like him, and everyone talks very, very sort of fondly of him. Yeah, he's a good player to have. When he's very good in the change room, isn't he?
Yeah. But he was also one whose contract was up in the summer, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, exactly.
But did he had the was that the one where I heard that we didn't trigger his, or what was it? There was a funny element to one's contract where we should have notified that we were not going to extend it, and then it was extended or somehow.
Yes, that's right. I'm not quite sure what actually happened there, but you're right. There was that kind of moment where I think he was going to go, wasn't it? He wasn't going to go, and then we end up sort of keeping him, didn't we? Or extending it, or triggering the contract, didn't we? From the sounds of it. Yeah. Because
we forgot to notify him. It was something that the club had to do something actively to get him, or to I don't know, to end the contract somehow. And because we didn't, we ended up extending the contract. It was something really weird that I hadn't heard before in terms of contracts. But anyway, good for him, and I'm sure he's going to do well for Plymouth. So good luck.
No, good on him. Good on him. Guys, I'm getting bored, so I might show one of my videos. I don't know if the sound's working on this. So I'm not sure if the sound's working. So I'm going to try it and see if it's working. So bear with me, right? And let me know if you can see this. Where are we? Right, here we go. Ready? Hang on, let's see if that works. Okay, can you see that?
Now it's coming.
Right, I don't know if there's any volume on this, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. All right, ready?
Give it a go. Or you can play some background music for Disco Steve.
Yeah. Hang on. Right. Can you see that still?
Mm-hmm.
You can see that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go back to... Oh, hang on. See it?
Where did you go? Yeah. Just no
Look
music.
At that touch. No music.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, lacking 2 yards there.
Yeah. Goal kick. Ball comes out. That's not me.
That? Who's the goalkeeper?
There's me. Look, the target man. Lays it off. Left foot. Oh, poor shot there from Luke.
That was Bannon, wasn't it?
Oh, there we go. Look. 1-2 with Joe Zampa. Look at that ball. Plays
offside.
Oh. And Joe Zampa again. Lays it off. A little 1-2 again. Comes through. Takes a shot. Oh, gets up by Joe Zampa. Ball comes in. Where's Joe Zampa? There he is. Look, leading the line. What's a little touch? What's a little trust? Oh, look at that little touch. Round the corner. Shame the pass back wasn't good enough. There you go. Look. There's our answer. There's our answer right there. There's our striker. There's our target man. See, Josh? Are you watching, Josh? Are you watching, Maya? That's what you call a Millwall target man. Could have just said, you would be great at rugby, Joe. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that link-up play for Ben DeViva. Look, if Ben DeViva says that's good link-up play, I'm taking that. I'm taking that. Are you still there, Jesper?
Yeah, I am. I'm just taking a break and just looking for stuff. So apologies to those watching who think this is really boring. I just think we're in sort of a limbo now of what's happening, and it looks like
I can't believe you made your own highlights reel. You are shameless. I didn't actually. For the record, I didn't make it. Okay, someone made it for me, and I just thought, I'll share it. I was taking a VHS video. It was. But if you actually watch the actual video itself, there's music in the background. It's a lot better with the music.
What type of music was it?
I don't know, sort of like house sort of music, garage music. I think it is. It's quite good actually. Yeah, quite good. Right, guys, it's gone 6 o'clock. Got 55 minutes until the window shuts, and since we've been on, the only thing that we've confirmed is Wes Harding leaving to join Plymouth. There's nothing else that Benny Hill tune. Yes, exactly. The old Better Max.
A show that definitely wouldn't be definitely wouldn't be shown today. Jeez.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Alex. See, there you go. Good touch for a big man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Was it Benny Hill music? Yes, it was. It was Benny Hill music. Hope you are, Biggie. Okay. Look, so we've still got time, guys. There's still time for things to happen. I'm just having a quick look to see if there's anything else that's been confirmed. Okay, so nothing else that's come through. But nothing else. So Jesper.
Yeah. Actually, I did find I have a clip actually, if you want to see me play as a striker.
Oh yeah. Okay. You sent it to me already?
I've sent it to you, yeah.
I tell you what, if you got the can you put it in our private chat? Have you done it already, have you?
Yeah. No, I've sent it to you.
All right. So if you can put it in my private, can you do a copy and paste in my private chat? And I can put it on YouTube.
It's already done.
No, but you sent it to me on WhatsApp, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't do it from WhatsApp. So if you send it to our private chat, in the studio.
Yes.
Put it in there. I could put it onto YouTube, and then I could put it. There you go. Right. So.
Yeah. So small story while we wait. So while I was in Hamburg, I moved in 2015. There was a small team called the Hamburg Hurricanes, which was basically a small team made of British people and foreigners who were coming to Hamburg who had a hard time finding a German team to play in. They were not so welcoming if you didn't speak German.
Right.
So it started with a sort of a kickabout in a place called Stadtpark. And then the club was founded in 2016. So what you're seeing here is not just me playing as a striker. This is the first.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
How you doing, Angela? You good?
How you doing, mate? How many we signed? How many we got?
Oh, don't, mate, don't.
You're late to the show.
Here, aren't we, Jesper? We're trying.
We're on to number 5 now, aren't we? Who we signed?
Yes. Jesper just going to show us his highlights reel. So we're trying to fill the gaps here, Angela.
Yeah, it's just a small clip. So I hope the quality is all right.
Right, let's try and bring it up.
Yeah, so anyway, this is the first official game that we played in what would be the FA, like equal to the FA. It's called DFB in Germany. So the first official game ever that we played that day.
Right, okay.
As a club.
Let's give it a go. Shall we give it a go, yeah?
Yeah, so you can try and see if you can find me.
Hier in der Entstehung. Und jetzt wird's gleich richtig kurios. Jesper Jensen bringt den Ball wunderbar zu Henkel und der glaubt, er hat das Ding hier versiebt, sinkt schon enttäuscht zu Boden und dann machen sie ihn drauf aufmerksam. Der Ball ist drin, du hast es gemacht. Dieses 3:2 für die Hamburg Hurricanes.
Where's the subtitles?
Diesen Treffer, der im ersten Pflichtspiel für die Hurricanes die ersten 3 Punkte brachte, schauen wir uns aus Sicht der Bank noch einmal an.
But you see, transition.
Yeah.
Hier gleich der Moment, in dem Lukas Henkel durch die Hölle geht. Hier denkt er hat's versiebt, sinkt zu Boden und der Ball rollt doch über die...
Jesper, that was impressive. You're actually quite quick for a big guy, aren't you, as well?
I know, yeah.
Deceptively quick.
Deceptively quick, exactly, yeah.
Angela,
I was very quick as a kid.
Was you?
Yeah, I was quite quick as a kid. Yeah.
Where's your highlights reels, Angela?
I've only got poker highlights, me. I don't have football highlights.
Oh, have you? Where's the link? You got a link we can show?
Yeah, but it lasts 4 hours, Joe.
And you don't move.
Huh?
You're like that, aren't you? Oh,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's not riveting viewing like you guys. Yeah.
No. Have you seen my highlights reel, Angelo?
Yeah, I saw you put it on just as I was logging on. Yeah.
Oh, you saw it. Okay, I'll let you
yeah.
off then. Okay. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, some unbelievable movement there, Joe. Unbelievable, mate.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Look, guys, I'm going to give it to you. I know what the Mill fans want. Look, I'm going to give it to them. I kept them waiting too long now, and we ain't signing any players yet. So I'm going to play it. There you go. There you go. I've given them their dose. They're right. They're happy now. They can go home happy, can't they? Andrew, give us something positive to say. Something we can speak about. Anything you could think of? Any rumours?
No, obviously I've just seen just a minute ago on my phone about Wes going. So good luck to Wes, mate. You know, Uncle Wes. I hope you get some games on there. Yeah, it looks like the Fofana guy. That one's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's gone. And
Well,
Marku to Oxford. What do you make of that one, Angelo? And Marku to Oxford.
What, Marku to Oxford?
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a done deal. Perm.
With all respect, it's an absolute crap move, isn't it, to go there? But listen, if he's, do you know what? I'm on the fence, mate. I'm like with a lot of people. I think once he's gone, we're going to miss him a little bit. You know, I know.
That's what I'm worried about. I don't mind him going on loan, give it a go, and then come back again. But once he's gone to perm, my concern is, does he do really well, and we end up regretting it? You know.
But listen, at the end of the day, I think his best times at Millwall has always been as an impact sub, and we can't keep someone just to be an impact sub, you know. So I think sometimes you just got to be ruthless and let them go, innit, mate? Just
to be fair, Angelo, we spoke about it a bit earlier. You know, I think he's had a fair amount of chances this season compared to the other season, also when he starts, and it's just the inconsistency. That's what worries me. You know, he can be a handful one game. It can be frustrating the next game, and you need some more, you know, consistency to play at this level, you know, week in, week out. And another thing I've thought about is that maybe I know he says himself that his favorite position is on the left, but maybe it's not. You know, maybe certain managers can utilize him better in a different system. You know, there are just some players who thrives under, you know, certain managers in certain systems and so on. Maybe he's just not cut out to play in our system. And again, it's not to dig the kid out, because I don't hate the guy. It just doesn't seem to be working out, you know, to be honest with us. Unfortunately, he's had like 80, 90 appearances with us, 6 or 7 goal contributions. And we need to be more ambitious as a club as that, you know, as Nick Hart said on Achtung, you know, it's not a mates club. We're a football club. We're here to try and be successful. So sometimes unfortunately, it doesn't work out, and it's not only with Imako, it's been with other players as well.
Angelo, to fill in the gaps, Alex just asked, we need to have Angelo's analysis on Joe's goals, please. Could you do that? Can you do can you do your analysis on my goal, good or bad? Just give it as it is, yeah. Right. So we've got to fill in the gaps here a little bit until Chris comes, or Chris will be here.
See, normally when I do my analysis, I watch the highlights like twice. And obviously make loads of notes, and then on the third time I record it. So
okay, so let's give it a go, shall we? Let's try and let's see if it works, right? So let's go. Hang on. So we're going to go for, where are we? Screen. See, this is your job, Angelo. You should be doing this. I'm all over the place now, aren't I? This. Hang on. Where are we? Right.
I think people are going to be leaving. That look, Jeff says, "Please, no, not again." You know, you're
right. We'll leave it. Won't put it through. Then won't do it. Won't do it.
Shall I just give my my thoughts on the 2 guys that come in? Yeah.
Please. Yeah. I tell you what, Angelo, if you don't mind, I'm going to shoot off. I'm going to leave you and Jesper to it until Chris comes on. Is that okay?
Yeah. No problem.
I want to just set the scene, Angelo. I want to get your thoughts on Bannon, Watson, and also Anthony Patterson as well, if you don't mind. Yeah.
So, Joe, before you go, if anyone's going to join the stream, can me and Jesper let him in?
I don't know if you can. I think Chris can, but Chris is going to be here in a minute, hopefully soon anyway.
So can Chris let himself in?
Yeah,
Okay.
Chris can. And once he's in, he can let others in, yeah? I
I
won't be long. I won't be long. I'll be back in a bit. I'll see you in about 15 minutes, yeah?
Okay, no worries, mate.
All right.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
I think Joe's gone for a shit. Is that what you think?
I think so as well, yeah. he was struggling. He was struggling to concentrate as well. Yeah. But it's long 3 hours. We were just discussing some of the other transfers in the league and so on. But yeah, maybe you can share some thoughts on the signings that we've done.
So this Tommy Watson, isn't it? Is it Tommy Watson?
Tommy Watson, yeah.
Yeah. So this Tommy Watson, I can vividly remember when we played Sunderland last season. He was playing on the. I sit at the Carlisle Lane end. He was like an attacking right winger, and I can remember I was sitting there with my son, and like about 3/4 of the way through the game, I thought, "Wow, who is this young kid?" You know, he really did impress me, and so yeah, I looked him up and saw that it might have even been his debut. You know, or he'd only played a couple of games for Sunderland.
Yeah,
but I was hugely impressed when I saw him come on. For Sunderland against us. And then obviously he scores that winner at Wembley to get Sunderland promoted. And then after that, he sort of like disappeared once Brighton have signed him. But, you know, the one time I've seen him live, I was very, very impressed. Very impressed. He gave Leonard a tough game. I remember that.
Yeah, and I saw some of the final, Sunderland against Sheffield United when he came on, and he also looked good there. So, but as we talked about, his injuries this season, having not played much football, is the only sort of worry, I guess, with him coming in now. So.
You all right, Chris?
Evening. How we doing? How many we signed?
Joe's just gone for a shit, mate.
Okay. Yep,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So Jesper, just quickly, do we know what the injury was for this Tommy Watson?
Oh no, Ben touched on it earlier. He was out for 2 months or 1.5. I don't know. No.
Looks very young, doesn't he? He looks really, really young.
Yeah.
It's like a little school kid, but yeah. But I do remember. I was very impressed with him when I saw him at the Den for Sunderland. Yeah. So yeah. I'm pleased with that signing. We just got the only worrying thing is I think he's only had 22 senior appearances. I think in his whole career. That's the only concern, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's someone we need to probably be a bit patient with. I know we've only got sort of 16 games. Well, hopefully 19, but I think he's someone we probably need to be a little bit patient with. But he's got all of the pedigree I think needed to be successful, and I think that if you'd have said to us at the start of the window, you're going to sign those 3 players, would we have taken it?
Mm-hmm.
I think we would have done, right?
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, we all want a striker. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, but I think we'd have all taken those 3 at the start of the window. It's just the way, obviously, you get your hopes up, didn't you, for more activity on deadline day, and it doesn't look like it's happening. To Ozcan's point in the chat.
Jerry's comment here from Alex MFC says Watson's 6'3".
Yeah,
I've seen that a couple of times. From what I've seen, there's no way the kid's 6'3". So
no, but on everything I've looked at, Angelo, it does say 6'3", but I just can't.
He must have had a growth spurt then last 6 months or something. Must have.
Yeah. I don't know. He's maybe we've signed him for put him in the boxing corners or something. I don't know. Yeah, Rob makes a good point there. McBurney would have been. He's got to go down as one of the signings of the season, isn't he, Ollie McBurney? Mm-hmm. To get him on a free and to the goals that he scored, I think he's.
Did he come from Spain, or he had an odd spell in Spain, didn't he, with Cadiz, and he played. Did he play for another team as well in Spain or something? He sort of went under the radar. He left. He played for Swansea, and then who signed him?
Was it Las Palmas or something like that?
Did he not have? Did he go Sheffield United?
I think he did, yeah. And then I think he left from Sheffield United to was it Las Palmas or Cadiz, or it was definitely someone who plays in blue and yellow. But yeah, it's worked out very well for them, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, and they've also done a fair bit of business. I don't know. I feel like the Championship's really split. I feel like some teams have had a good window, and then other teams have had an awful window. It just shows you how hard it is, I think, to do good business in January, right?
Yeah, but I mean, clubs are doing business. Look at Birmingham; they signed 6 players. Wrexham, the same thing. It's probably also about how much are you willing to invest. How aggressive are you in the market? It's. I guess we are in some ways a bit more sensible that if the price is not right, we're not going to do it, which is fair enough. I mean, we've seen clubs, go all in, and then you don't get your promotion, and suddenly you end up in FFP problems later on. And is it then worth it? I don't think so.
No, I agree. I think, but if you look at I don't know, Bristol City, that have lost their 2 best players in this window, in Mehmeti and I think Viner. I think Viner's a great player.
Where's Viner gone? Where's Viner gone?
Wrexham.
Oh, Wrexham. Wrexham buying everyone, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, they were going to spend 19 million on a striker, so they haven't. Instead, they bought. I think they're after 3 today, aren't they? The lad from Barnsley, Cadamarteri.
They got Cadamarteri. Did they get him?
Yeah,
he's from Wrexham.
Yeah. And Keeler Dunn from Barnsley as well. So
that Keeler Dunn guy. I've heard that name for a couple of years. He's been doing really well in League One for a couple of years, and I'm surprised no one took a punt on him. But I'm not sure he might be another Langstaff situation where once he goes up a level, it don't work out for him, But
yeah, you do wonder when they start to be around 28, 29, and they haven't played in the Championship yet. Why is that? Yeah, you might be killing it in League One, but there's a big gap now between League One and the Championship as well. So, yeah, interesting one. I think we were after him a few seasons ago. I looked at him or something. I've seen some links before. Didn't he play for? Was that him who played youth football at Millwall, or was that another guy with a quite similar name? No, sorry, I'm thinking about another story. Forget it. Never mind.
Talking about obviously Tom Bradshaw going to Barnsley,
going
back to where it all kind of started for him. That's an interesting move. If we're at quality striker, well, I think we've got one. This is the new centre forward.
Panini stickers.
This is. I'd rather have Langstaff up front. I'm not going to lie. Hello, Bex.
You all right?
Yes,
how are you? I'm here. Sorry, it's taken so long.
Yeah, you haven't missed much.
Oh, I saw that Joe had put his video up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done. Everyone left.
And 200 viewers left.
I wonder why we got so many unsubscribers.
Literally, yeah. I was getting ready and I heard Joe go, "Oh, well, just show me a goal."
Yeah.
Any opportunity, Chris?
I know, literally. Well, we should flick up the miss, which is 10 times better viewing. Don't think we got it loaded, or we would.
Yeah. Has anything happened? Have we signed anybody since yesterday? Because I've not seen anything.
It does feel a little bit odd.
Yeah.
To sign those 2 players yesterday.
Yeah.
To announce them both yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then not do anything today. So I think we did have someone.
5 to 7.
Yeah, well, that's optimistic. I think we had someone, and it's probably
fallen through,
or for.
Well, we did see rumors online, didn't we, Chris, today that this Fofana guy, the deal was not happening after all. We don't know how much was in it, but there must have been. There's no smoke without, there's no fire without smoke. What you say, So we don't know what has happened, but that could have been the one, maybe.
Yeah. Evening, Paul.
Yeah, how you doing, bud? You good? Hello, everyone.
Hey, Paul.
Paul, do you want to give us a false rumour just to spice it all up?
Disco wears women's underwear Monday to Friday.
Wait.
I thought it was only Monday to Wednesday. Is it the whole week?
We said false rumor.
That's the false rumor. There you go. Well done, yourself. Honestly, mate, I've had such a busy day. I'm struggling. For me, even I don't know what's going on. You're gonna have to keep me up to date. I see Harding's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen anything. I've not had time, to be honest with you. It's been a bit of a mental one today. Is it looking like nothing then?
It looks like
Right.
it. Except in Maku.
It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
There's a load of tumbleweed just going across the screen.
Yeah, we're like, let's do a 3-hour live show to talk about all these signings.
Well,
Can I just
you
say,
never know,
Jeff,
right?
Amazing for sitting on from like 4 o'clock. Like, that is dedication.
Yeah, I've got the deepest admiration for our viewers and listeners who tuned in at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, you had quite a few, didn't you? You had about, 100? When I looked at work, there was about nearly 200 people at one point, I think, which I was quite impressed, like watching.
Yeah.
Like these 200 people not at work.
Right. So, guys, I'm going to ask you all a question, and I'm going to ask everyone in the chat. So, assuming that the business stops incomings at the 3 that we've signed, and assuming that we lose Harding on loan, which obviously it's been announced, and that Imaku goes permanently to Oxford, let's just assume that that's the business done. How would you grade out of 10 this window? I will start.
Just before, Chris, we did this before, so I'm just going to skip this one. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Sorry. Okay. Apologies.
No, but the other guys haven't done it, so fair enough. Let's
okay. All right. Angelo, I'll start with you. Analyze the window for me.
I'm struggling to go above the 7 myself. I'm really happy with the Watson kid, but I'm a little bit worried about him that he's hardly played. He's just come back from injury. The goalkeeper, again, he hasn't played for a long time, has he? He hasn't played this season. You know, he's been on the bench. So Barry Bannon, I like what I saw. You know, especially when he started bossing everyone about. I like you said, Chris. I like all that. Wes, he had to go. And Imaku, yeah, listen, we've tried and we tried and we tried. It just hasn't worked, has it? So he's had more than enough chances. It's a generous 7 for me so far.
Okay. So we've got Jesper at a 7, Angelo at a 7.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a lot of 6s and 7s in the chat, actually, just looking through that. Bex, where's your head at?
I'm kind of sitting at about a 6, to be honest with you. I feel like we could have got more in. I feel like we do need that extra striker. So I feel like if we had got that striker in, I'd be sitting it a little bit higher. Again, the players that we've got in, I think out of all of them, Barry Bannon's the one that I've been most excited about. I was a little unsure at first, but actually seeing him on Saturday, I can see the potential and the reason why we've got him in. And actually, we do need that player that's going to kind of boss the midfield and kind of point everyone around, have that experience. But yeah, I feel like we had so much expectations with it from obviously the talk that we all got to see in the interview. I think the expectation was sitting quite high, and it feels like, yes, we've got players in, but they're players that we weren't really necessarily expecting. I think we were wanting a little bit more from it. So yeah, I'm going to say a 6.
Okay. We're going for a 6. Some good points there. Paul?
I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be positive, Paul, today. I'm going to go 8. Even with what we've got. So my reasoning behind that is I do think we should have got them in earlier, but we have got quality. I know it's taken us longer, but sometimes I do think you have to wait for these deals. If you would have told me we'd have signed Patterson and Tommy Watson at the start of the window, I'd have bit your hand off. 2 quality additions. I think they improved the first team, more importantly. So it's not like squad additions, it's first team additions. I think Crocombe Saturday again, and I'm not trying to dig at Crocombe because I think he's done for what is expected to what he's produced. Unbelievable, just fantastic. But I do think there's another level, and we've now got that. And it's the same with Imaku going out and Tommy Watson coming in. I know he's a young kid; he's technically younger than Imaku, but I think he's going to be just as exciting, but with a bit more end product. So we've not, at the end of the day, if we went out and bought like 4 or 5 players, and then Alex Neil's trying to build this team, like we've already got something good. Sometimes you can fuck it up by just throwing a load of like, we want more, we want more, we want more. So if we kind of done the subtle things of like, Amaka, you're good, but the end product's not there. Crocombe, you're good, but in key moments we could have done with someone a bit better. We've like finally tuned it. So I think we've done really well. We've got an 8. The Bannon thing, I think is a great signing. The leadership, the quality on the ball. I think the hardest thing for me is I don't see where he's going to... Well, I say that. Against weaker teams, if he plays in the 2, deeper, I think that's brilliant. If he plays in a 10 like he did Saturday, I don't like it. I felt like he was just stifled and he was just like running around the pitch taking free kicks. That's literally what he did. Point, go back, take a free kick. Point, go back, take a free kick. So I'd like... But obviously, he's only been there 2 days as well. So I caveat that. But again, if one of the 2, Billy, Casper, get injured, he's a massive step up on what we had. So that's a very long-winded way without breathing of saying 8.
Can you repeat everything you just said? I didn't catch that.
Was the mic not on?
Your Fisher Price headphones on.
Joe, we're just sort of rating the window. I think you've already done this, mate.
We did that about 2.5 hours ago. Yeah.
If
you'd have been with us.
What did you score it, Joe? Joe, what did you score it?
I went for a full fat 8.
Oh, okay.
The other two, Jesper and Ben went for a 7, didn't you, Jesper?
Yeah.
And the reason why I said 8 is a bit similar to what Paul just said then. I think at the start of the window, we looked at, for me, there's 2 areas I wanted to improve, and that was left wing and a goalkeeper. Yes, we could argue in a striker as well, but for me, they are the 2 fundamental areas to strengthen our first 11. And we brought in arguably last season's one of the best goalkeepers in the Championship in Patterson, and one of the best, highly promising youngsters in the Championship in Tommy Watson, who's a real threat. And ask Ryan Leonard, what was he think of Tommy Watson? Yeah, he absolutely tore him to pieces, and that's when Ryan Leonard was playing really well last season. At times at right back. So I'm happy. The only thing that first we've given it a 10 is that we haven't signed a striker. We signed a decent striker, better than Langstaff. I would say 10 out of 10. But for me,
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh my 10.
We've got to remember, we've got Bannon there as well.
Mate, to get a 10, you need Harry Kane, Ronaldo.
Well, do you reckon? I'll give it a 9.5. 9.5. A 10 out of 10 is Langstaff going.
Wow, very generous. Man.
Jesus. Well,
hold on. Sorry, can I just say something very quickly? But with the striker thing, just as a question to you lot, how hard is it to get? Because we've got Coburn, who we've paid a lot of money for, and he needs to play, right? We need to make that money good money. I think he's got it in him. Got to keep him fit, get him playing. Mihailo, he needs to be playing games. If we're he wanted to maybe move last summer, got a new deal. He's going to have attention maybe this summer. He's got to be playing games. So are we trying to get a 3rd choice striker, which I agree maybe we do need, but how exciting is that going to be anyway? You're not going to go get a striker on their level that's happy to come in at 3rd choice. So you're probably looking for someone better than Langstaff, worse than the other 2. So even if you went out and got someone in that category, also, I don't think that's going to really tip it.
To your point, Paul, are we allowed? We allowed 5 loan signings, didn't we? So technically, we've got Ballo on loan. We've got Patterson. We've got Watson. We've got 2 more.
It's Smallbone. Smallbone's on loan, isn't he?
And is there a 5th one already?
He went back. No, Bender went back. Yeah.
Okay, Bender's gone back. So technically, we still got a 5th loan option.
We've got one more. Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree with Paul.
I get that point. I think it's a really relevant one in terms of, and also half the Championship want a striker. That's the other thing. Everyone is looking for a striker, right? But I would personally say the area that we need to improve isn't necessarily the centre forward. It's the Langstaff role, which is the 10, and that is someone that I think if you signed a better player and a better version of Langstaff, they come straight in the team. So it's one of them. What I would say as well, just to kind of give my point of view, I'll give a 7 to the window. I would have given it an 8 had we had sorted out a couple more loans for certain players, because you've got to factor everything into the window. This is not just about, for example, RBW would have good for him to have got a good loan. I also think not sorting out Billy Mitchell's contract needs to be factored in, because to me that's all part of, I know it's not isolated to the window, but you'd like to think by January it'd be done. So that's another reason I mark it down. And then I mark it up a point for something that someone in the chat, Paul Illingsworth, I think, said. We've not talked about the fact we've kept hold of our best players. And just keeping hold of Femi, Tristan, etc. I think there's no way we didn't get an offer in for one of those players. I fail to believe that not an offer came in for one of them. So I think when you put all of that into an equation, take 1 point out, put another one in, I'd give it a 7 personally.
I've got a question. Do you reckon, because obviously Kramer at the weekend didn't have his best game, do you think there was like some like background dealings maybe going on, like offers coming in that maybe unsettled a little bit? What do you all think on that? But he didn't have the best game, did he, on Saturday?
No.
And
can I just add to the
like Ivanovic, in kind of what had happened with Ivanovic when that was all kind of going on? It kind of got a little bit of the better of him, didn't it? Just a thought.
Could be. Don't know.
It could be that, or when he goes down your side, he's got the restraining order on his mind as well. So
he's got one eye on the ball and the other eye on Bex, isn't he? Make sure she ain't coming within 10 meters. Yeah. Starting a Mexican wave.
But Chris, can we just go back to the striker thing as well? Because I do agree with Paul, the fact that we've paid a lot of money for Coburn and Ivanovic, and we want them to play. But on the flip side, one get injured, we have one striker left for the run-in of 16 to 19 games. You have to take that into consideration as well. That's why I want a third striker with quality, because if we are serious about this promotion push, we need everyone available and good players in our squad, and make sure that we consider it in every factor in terms of injuries as well, that we're covered in certain positions. We've seen how hard it was for Ivanovic to play like 10-12 games with no backup whatsoever. That's just that's why I think we need a striker, a third one or fourth.
All I would say is, do you remember the days where we used to sign players like Ken Zahor on loan? Like
I know. Simeon Jackson,
how far we've come. I was
DJ Campbell.
Jesper and I were talking about this, right? And it is very refreshing for players to be linked with loads of championship clubs. Some of them probably got more money than us, and yet we end up signing them.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think our manager's got a lot to do with that. You know that our manager is so highly respected. He really is so highly respected.
What, and then wanted to come and play for us rather than elsewhere?
Well, listen, everything's going well for us at the moment, touch wood, we're in a good position in the league. We've got a fantastic owner, ambitious owner, and we've got one of the best managers in the championship. It's as simple as that. So we are a very, very attractive club to come and play for. There's no two ways about it. Not like in the old days, mate.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah. It's quite a nice feeling, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
it's quite a nice feeling to know where we're sitting.
Mm.
It is. But we are an attractive proposition at the minute. We're selling out the Den, week in, week out. We've got an excellent manager. We've got, who, by the way, I wouldn't swap for anyone else in the championship. Genuinely, not at all. For what we are and what we need. We've got a fantastic leadership team that are clearly backing us. We're in a good position in the league. Like, why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? I guess.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. It's quite a nice position to be in, really, to be fair. All the tick points. Tick, tick, tick.
Tick, tick, tick.
Tick, tick, tick.
Especially when you see what goes on in the other clubs as well now. Watford's, manager has left again, what a nut house that is, and West Brom as well. And I think we're in a very good position as a club right now. It's nice.
The other player I'm quite happy with as well, and I hate the term it's like a new signing, but when you think about Negley, so probably I don't know what the last 5-6 weeks maybe he's kind of at form finally. So before that point, you're not. If you see him in the starting 11, you're thinking, we need him to really start doing something. He's been incredible. So again, we've got him in the 10. If you've got Aziz on the right, Watson on the left, you've got Ballo to come into that. RBW, Kundal.
That's a good one, Paul. Kundal, where's he left? Because he comes on and scores against Charlton, and then a week later, Bannon comes on instead. And he doesn't even get on. Where do you think Cundall is left in all this?
On the bench.
Yeah, it's hard because it's another thing. There's a player there, but you just don't know, do you? And I would argue that if you have Bannon in the 2, does he then find Cundall in the 10 more? You don't know. I think Cundall needs that little tiki-taka style, which isn't really us. But if we do kind of change to a little bit more of that, where we do have players with the ball at their feet, then you never know. He might hopefully be able to stick around together and, kind of make his fee worthwhile. I'm being positive to that, aren't I?
Yeah, no, I think he was really unfortunate as well, because obviously he got his shoulder injury, didn't he? And up until that point, he was really playing well, and he looked like he was fitting in, I thought. And then obviously he's gone on the list of injuries and now coming back, and everyone's coming back at the same time. So he's now having to fight, I guess, isn't he? And yeah, it's a bit harder.
Have you spoke about this Frenchman or the Ivory Coast player? Have you spoke about the midfielder? Like, what's happened with that one? That's a strange one.
Oh, what, for Tuna or for Sana? What is
Fofana.
For Fofana.
Yeah,
Ibrahim Fofana. That was a weird one.
I remember.
But there was lots of press.
I think their club came out, didn't they? Said something, didn't they? I think.
What have they said? Why it's not happened?
They didn't say why it's not. They just said that
they released and said that it wasn't happening. But I said, I said to you, Christine, and I contacted someone in France that I know, and he was like, "You're telling me?" He was like, "They hadn't heard anything of it. It wasn't even news over on like the news channels there or anything. It wasn't even talk."
So, guys, I've got a little bit of information just between us. So, just to manage everyone's expectations slightly, it doesn't appear to be any more signings coming in. So they've tried to get maybe one more deal across, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. That could change in the next 20 minutes, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And I think we're at the moment, all I say is just very unlikely that we are going to bring anyone in, just to manage expectations. But look, it's been a great window. Patterson, like I said, been a great signing goal. Tommy Watson, fantastic signing. Barry Bannon as well. Good signings. I think it's been. I think we'll agree it's been a pretty decent window. There's a possibility that one could be leaving, but I think Mill will try the best to keep that person in the squad.
Leaving on loan, Joe, or leaving as a permanent?
Sorry, mate.
Leaving on loan or leaving?
I don't know. I just know that they're working quite hard to sort of keep the squad as it is now.
So this must be a good player, then.
Yeah. So let's hope that we keep. Could be a good player. I don't know who the player is, but there's a possibility there's a player who's they're looking to sign, and we're trying to keep that player. So there you go. Positive. Glass half full, guys.
So
glass half full.
Does that go back to kind of what we were saying there about bids in for some of our better players, and it's about just trying to keep?
Could be. I mean, like I said, like Paul mentioned earlier, our third striker option would have been great. It does now mean that obviously Langstar stays as our third option, but maybe with the signing of Tommy Watson, adding to our attacking threat, who knows? That could create more chances for Coburn, for Ivanovic, So.
Well, thanks for that positive news.
I just told you that somebody just died. Come on.
Fucking hell.
We signed Patterson. Great goalkeeper.
Hey!
That's old news, mate.
England 21 international. Tommy Watson on the left-hand side. Scoring us the goals, getting us the assists. Barry Bannon pulling the strings midfield. It's been a good window, guys.
I think it's just that we wanted so much more. Let's face it. I think we just wanted that little bit extra. So
I think we all wanted one more. I think.
I feel we feel a little shortchanged, Joe.
We wanted that.
Again, glass half full, Bex. We still got Kramer. We still got Tristan. You can still admire him.
How many minutes have we got? So we've got 15 minutes.
15 minutes left.
15 minutes. He better not go anywhere.
15 minutes to keep Femi.
We still got Femi Aziz at the moment. Now, whether or not they're one of the players that these clubs are trying to sign, Mill are doing their best to try and hold them. So whether that means a club is trying to sign Crammer or Femi. We don't know. But Millwall are doing their best to keep that player. So you don't know. There could be something done at the moment where there could be a big offer. I'm not saying it is, but it could be.
I might not sleep tonight now.
Just
this
glass
is
half
absolutely
full.
shit news, Joe. There's no news
Yeah,
there.
I know. I mean,
Glass half full, guys. Listen, what's worse, right? What do you prefer? Be where we are now with the squad we've got, yeah? Or let's say in 10, 15 minutes' time, Crammer goes or Femi goes. I've got nothing
Stop
to
so
saying it,
basically, what Joe
That's
is
what you're saying
saying,
is possible.
what Joe is saying is that Wrexham has come in with a £15 million bid for Femi Aziz. That's basically what Joe is
or
insinuating.
Ivanovic. You don't know who it could be.
I
All I'm saying is glass half full. If we stay now, if the window stops now, think yourself as, you know what, we've got a decent squad, we're a couple of decent signings, and we still kept Crammer, we still kept Ivanovic, we still kept Aziz. That's how you've got to look at it, guys.
Yeah, I agree. Do I need to turn this? This is non-alcoholic. Do I need to get something stronger, Joe? Because this.
I think I'm going to need something stronger if you keep saying Crammer go in. Crammer. Oh, God.
Here's a question. Here's a question.
Anything coming in, put it that way. It's very, very highly unlikely. There's still a chance, but it's very unlikely.
Who do you think's worth the most money out of Femi Aziz, Tristan Crammer, and Mihailo Ivanovic? Let's see if we all say the same answer. Don't answer. I'm gonna go round. Who do you think would? And it's not about who we think's best. It's who would command the biggest fee
At the minute.
at this point in time.
At this point in time.
I'll go Aziz because I think you got to score goals, create goals. That's the name of the game. That's where the money goes. I think
2 points per game with Femi Aziz in the team.
Says it all, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's what I'm saying. To my earlier point, Chris. Yeah, if we let him go the last minute and don't replace him, how detrimental is that going to be to our season?
Mate, I agree. I said it in my rating. Yeah.
Whereas we keep him. Suddenly we keep Crammer, we keep him, we keep Ivanovic and all the other players. Then we've added now with Watson, we've added with Bannon, we've added with Patterson. What a great squad that is now at the moment. You know, yes, it could be better, but it could be a lot worse, couldn't it?
Sorry, I just saw someone had written that Ipswich are going for Femi. It was along the chat. That's what someone's written. I don't know who said it. So
Let's have a look.
Have a look and see.
There's a picture of him going down the M25 on a tractor.
but again, you know, I'm not saying it is Femi, but let's say it was Femi. I guarantee you that thanks to Jimmy, he's going to be turning down all these big offers. Millwall have evolved. We're not the same Mill we were 10, 15, 20 years ago, where we just take whatever the going rate is. You know, I guarantee you there's an offer being made for him. It's probably a decent offer. If it is, I'm not saying it's him, but if it is, again, this is how far we've come. You know, let's hope we can try and
this would be the first. This would be the first window in a while we haven't sold a big player.
That's true. You're right.
We have done every single window for the last few. So I mean, that would be good. I don't think you can sell anyone now. I don't think you can sell anyone that big at this stage.
We'd be mad to.
If Femi goes, as Chris says, if Femi goes, he averages 2 points as he plays. We get 2 points per game. So he's everything about what's good in us in our position league at the moment. So whatever they offer us, you can almost kill our promotion chances if he goes. So
what do we think he's worth?
A substantial offer. I wouldn't sell for less than 30 million, 25, 30 million. Because if he goes, what's the point? You're not going to replace him.
You won't get that. You won't get that.
What I'm saying is, other chairmen will take a lot less, is what I'm saying. But thanks to Jimmy, if he's turning his offers down and we get to keep him, what a great window it's been. And we've turned down big bucks for him. That's what I'm saying, if it was Femi.
Just to keep the show interesting and keep it alive still, we know what the club thinks. You were there, you know, at this fan sport thing in January, where the club talked about where we are now, where do we want to be in 18 months, that we're sort of ahead of the schedule. Could there be, let's say the offer is around 15, 20 million, we don't know, and let's say it's Femi, and they say like, you know what, this is too good to turn down. This is money that we can spend on maybe 3 or 4 quality players come summer window, and then we go again. I know we have a fantastic chance of doing something this season, but do you think the board, these guys, you know, behind the scenes, could be interested, like, you know what, this is really good money, and we can use that, and then we can,
But
build.
again, just
No, I'm just saying, could there be it's not me saying I would do it, because I wouldn't.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
But what is good money? We've got to think of a figure or a number.
Well, realistically, Joe, I would say he's in the 15-20 million bracket right now.
I say higher than that. I'm going more 25 to 30.
Yeah, but being realistic, without being horrible, I don't want to oversell players, but they ain't going to go for that. Who's going to pay 20-25 million for Premier League? A 24-year-old who's had a sensational season in the Championship.
Well,
you ain't going to go 20. I reckon you are half that, and you've done well.
I reckon
as a proper businessman.
So you're saying you would sell Femi for 15 million right now?
If you
You're happy
one,
for
I
him to go
wouldn't sell
15
him.
million?
I wouldn't sell him no matter what. Two,
Okay.
definitely not. Three, that's what I think other clubs would value him at to pay.
Okay.
But
That's
I
not
don't
enough,
think
is it?
And also,
If we're
I don't think Jimmy will sell him
mid-table,
anyway.
Jimmy told me when I met him against Oxford away, he said, if we're mid-table and not really fighting for much, if an all right offer comes in, he'll look at it. He said, but if we're in the playoffs, he said, it's going to take a hell of a big offer to convince him to sell.
Serious.
And I reckon that's where we are. And that's credit to Jim Berylson, that he's actually going to turn these offers down. Because like I said, any other chairman will let him go for whatever the going rate is, and you just kiss our promotion chances goodbye.
Yeah, because Jimmy, he's a businessman, he can also see, like, he
is, but don't forget,
forward.
There's the emotional side to this, Jesper, as well. He wants to fulfill, his dad's ambition of getting us into the Premier League.
Yeah. But that's what I was going to say. Like, he's a businessman, so obviously with us being in this position, keeping Femi can be worth a lot more than selling him, come summer.
Yeah. Well,
and I think the reality is as well, no one's going to pay in the Championship that sort of money. It's going to be Premiership, and actually, where is he going to fit in any of these Premiership teams?
Or could it be a good Championship team? You don't know, do you?
Yeah. Speculation game.
The way you say it, Joe, I don't know, could it be a Championship?
It's also he's going to have value in the summer, right? It's not like he's worth whatever fee. If he's worth 15 million now, it don't mean in the summer, barring some terrible injury, touch wood, he's not going to be worth nothing in the summer no matter what. So you're just gambling what you've got, could accept now for a shot of promotion, and then you might sell him for a couple million less if he decided he was going to go in the summer anyway. So I think Jimmy's proper. There's no way on earth he's selling our best player at 5 to 7 without a replacement. No. It just ain't. It's not his style.
I think it'd be a bad decision unless, like I say, it's a ridiculous offer that you're going to invest that money in the summer, but you are kissing our promotion chances goodbye. Yeah. If he goes, that's it. Like it's pointless.
No, absolutely.
I was just going to say, we really felt it when he was obviously injured down that side, didn't we? We really noticed the difference. So if he goes, like you said, it is a case of that's gone. And I know it's kind of that we're relying heavily on certain players, but actually them key players are the reason they are our key players at the minute, because without them, it just all goes to shit.
Well, I heard clamoring for Egan. Do you remember Egan used to play Sheffield United? That centre
back,
33. They're well
getting on though, isn't he?
Guys, can I just share something with you on Femi Aziz, just to prove with data, other than the 2 points per game, how important he is? Look at this. This is completed crosses and crosses per 90. He's in a league of his own.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Just shows you how important he is.
He is so important. And yes, on Saturday, he didn't play particularly well, I don't think, and nothing really came off for him. But over the course of the season, he is in a league of his own. And that is why it is important that we keep him.
So I'm surprised to see Ryan Longman up there.
Who's that Millwall player in the middle there, Chris? There's one next to Femi Sariki. Who's that one?
He's just gone to Oxford, mate. No, I don't know. I don't know who that is. I don't know.
Sky Sports just said 4 minutes ago that Oxford are talking to Amaku.
Yeah, Dan Marsh said it an hour ago. Main man, Big Dan.
Yeah.
But, What fee do we think we'd get for him? That's another thing. What fee are we getting for
half a mil, maybe 500k? I wouldn't say.
Not a lot.
Don't think it would. No, but someone said his contract's up in the summer, isn't it?
Is his contract? Does anyone know?
5 minutes left.
No.
5 minutes for that Korean, for that Korean to be announced, yeah? That Korean
South Korean.
We're going to get a Korean winger, Millwall. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We're the only ones who haven't got a Korean winger.
Everyone's got someone from Asia today.
Yeah, come on, man. Let's get some scouts out there.
We obviously weren't that appealing to the Koreans.
Yeah. And just think all the fans that we'll bring in as well, all the Korean fans. We'll need to make the ground bigger.
A few more scarves.
Yeah.
Okay. So, guys, I want 7 o'clock to come round really quick now. I just want to end.
Just end.
I just want it to end. Keep as we are. I don't want to twist. Let's stick.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if we don't get $1 million through Mako. I'd be very surprised.
Well, it depends when his contract's up, right?
I said,
Yeah.
Say that.
Chris, I don't know if he was on here when we said it, but I think there's going to be a lot of people that are a little bit gutted if Mako goes. I really do. Although he gets a lot of stick, I think we're going to.
I think as a squad player backup, come off the bench, I think that's good. But you've got to think about him. If he goes, it frees up, another position, whether it be now or in the summer, to replace him, I suppose. There's certain players you can be replaced. There's certain players that we can't replace.
Yeah, because of his age as well. If he is out of contract, if he goes abroad, we get peanuts. If he stays in England, we do get a decent fee anyway. So I think we'd still get a half sensible fee because you're covered by the compensation and stuff. Although we haven't had him for that long, so yeah, I suppose if you can get a decent wage for him, then take it while you can.
And does it obviously for him as well? It might mean that he'll be getting more game time as well, which the reality is we've all said that that's what he needs to kind of up his playing standard a little bit. So for him, he's probably seeing it as a good move, maybe.
What's that dude going to do now that keeps clipping us up and using it against the Maku when he scores?
I know. I feel like no one wants to say anything Paul, about
but that's probably either mode.
I put something positive, and then he's like, "Look, I scored against Charlton." I'm like, "Oh yeah, congratulations, mate."
I think it was Joe's.
Wonderful.
Really? That done it. How many minutes? About 2? 3?
2 minutes left. Come on, Jimmy. Hold firm, Jimmy. You've got this. Come on, Jimmy.
How much longer after are we going to have to wait, though, for that announcement to come about 15 minutes later? They're gone. Ta-da,
yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, my God.
They do the deal sheets, can't you, as well?
Yeah. Until 9, I think.
Oh, God.
Only 2 hours left.
So Wrexham have just signed Davis Keeler Dunn. That's completed.
Right.
So that's one. That's another one. But again, like you go back into that, right? And obviously, I don't know the player, right? But they've gone from this 19 million lad that they were going to spend all that money on, and then now they were going to get from like a top team in France, and they've now just gone and signed someone from League One. So it just shows you how difficult it was, even for clubs that have got unlimited pockets, to go and do deals in January.
No, but you're right. Birmingham's spent quite a bit of money, haven't they?
I love that Alex is actually here. 3 minutes to go. It feels like we're 1-0 up in injury time with Gavin Ward as ref.
It's true.
Come on, Mill. We've got
Barnes
a minute left.
Pretty exciting.
Can I just say,
for
the first time ever, 3 minutes feels like a really long time, doesn't it?
It does.
I'm going to have to say that when the wife says it next time. I'll be like, listen, 3 minutes is a long time.
Trust me.
Paul, you've not seen 3 minutes, mate.
Yeah. I have to stretch first. But
that includes your warm down.
Oh, there's 35 seconds. 35 seconds to go.
Right.
It is another one then, whilst we try and waste 35 seconds.
25 now.
25. Do you
20.
think, are we going to get in the playoffs?
If Femi stays, yes, 100%. Mathematically, you showed us the stats, Chris. He plays, we're averaging 2 points a game on average while he plays against when he's not playing. If we keep Femi, we've got a great chance of making the playoffs if we carry on as we are.
Okay, the window's closed.
Don't forget, we've got Tommy Watson in there, we've got Patson in there as well. That's it. And now that's
bone.
it. It's over.
Small bone.
No more signings.
Femi Aziz has gone
That's
to
it.
Ipswich, 15 million plus Sammy Smodix.
By the way, 5 million for Sammy Smodix, 31-year-old.
Wow.
Fuck
I didn't-
Where's he gone,
Derby.
Chris? There's a couple of teams. Has he gone Derby?
Yeah.
I didn't think
Yes.
Derby had any money.
No, they're serious now.
For that player as well. That's ridiculous, isn't it?
People questioned Eustace for going there, but they've spent some big money, even with Travis and stuff. He was on a good bloody wage at Blackburn, and he's creating at the same team, isn't he?
I'd have liked Smodix, but 5 million,
No.
forget it. Not
No.
interested at that sort of money. There is no resale with that at all.
No, it's shit or bust, that one. You're either gonna it gets you promoted, or that's gonna screw up your next 2 windows. Right, that's it. Is it? Oh, hello.
Just
So is it real player still?
not seeing anything.
I think Idamos will go through.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though it's gone past 7 o'clock now, is it? I guess they could get the paperwork in, couldn't they? And then it's just going to be announced on Sky Sports, wherever it might be.
Yeah, so a couple of bits that I can share. So Idamo, not definitely done, but if he does, the offer is over £1 million.
There you go. That's decent.
So it's a good deal for the club if it goes through. And the second bit of information I can share is we have turned down a club record fee for Femi Aziz today.
Wow.
Yes!
Club record.
Yeah, team.
So
Well done. Well done,
That-
Millwall. Well done, Jimmy.
Jimmy, Steve Gallen, Mark Fairbrother, Alex Neil, and Femi, I suppose, deserve a lot of credit because that is club
Well
record.
done,
That's
guys.
got to be what, 13 plus,
It's
right?
over 12, isn't it? Yeah.
That is an astronomical amount of money.
I reckon
Um,
you're looking at 15. I reckon you're looking at 15 easily, minimum 15.
Chris, do we know who from?
I don't know.
All right. Must be Ipswich then, isn't it? Must be Ipswich.
You'd think so. Or Wolves.
Just hope
Something like
it's not going to affect the player, right? I mean, but it's so well into the window. I mean, so late in the window that hopefully he can see that it doesn't make sense for any.
Do you know what's
party
really
to-
scary? We have to go up this season. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to lose some really
But you know what? If we don't go up this season, I'm sure an offer will be on the table for Femi in the summer. If he carries on as
Oh,
he is,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
if anything, he's probably worth more in the summer. You know. So
Yeah,
I wonder
was
if
it
that,
Dan
It was
Marsh.
Ipswich.
Dan Marsh confirmed it on. It was Ipswich.
Oh, wow. Because we was
Dan
after
Marsh,
Raksaki as well, weren't we? He was saying. So I wonder if that
tweeted
was like the rumblings were going on over the weekend, and that's why we started looking at him.
bids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done,
That's what
Millwall.
happens though. Parachute money. Yeah, they got the money, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know.
It's insane.
Honestly, so proud of this club.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been supporting Mill since the late 80s, and I'm so used to them just fucking taking any offer that comes for our players. Yeah, selling Tim Cahill for £2 million to Everton back in the day, like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that's what we were about. Whereas now we're actually, we know our worth, we know our players' worth, and we've shown ambition, we've shown intent of getting up in the Premier League. Any other chairman would have taken that, let's say, £15 million and gone, right, let him go.
Think of the safaris he could have gone on.
Would you have gone with him, Chris?
Chris, we paid £1 million for him. We paid £1 million for him in what, 2 years? Less than 2 years? What a return.
And he
Honestly.
couldn't control the ball against Leighton Orient. It's
I was
crazy.
going to say, and you look at the development he's had actually, and how far he's come since he signed for us. Like the Reading, what fans were like slating him, saying he was rubbish, he was this and that, and now look where he is. Like people are screaming out for him. It's a credit to him as well as a player, I think, at how much work he's put in to develop to be who he is today.
But you know what, Bex, to your point, I agree with what you're saying there, but to your point, how many times have we been in a situation where Ivanovic, Fleming before, when we turn down an offer and they're not the same player afterwards?
Yeah, that's it.
My concern now is what's Femi's head going to be like for the remainder of the season, knowing that he could have got a big move, probably tripled his wages to go to.
Joe, can I stop you there, mate? Can I stop you there, right?
Yeah.
Number one, he's a very intelligent guy, right? Number two, if we do not go up this season, right, he will be joining a much bigger and better club than Ipswich, mate, and probably on more money as well, mate. So when you look at it, when you look at it, if we don't go up, he's still going to have an unbelievable next move, no matter what.
True.
I'm sure it'll be better than Ipswich, mate. So for what? For 6 months? Do you know what I mean? So
to me, there's no bad outcome now because he either drops off a little bit and we keep him, or he continues to play brilliantly and it'll be 20 million plus in the summer. So there's no bad outcome.
And look, in all honesty, I respect, Jimmy, for turning the money down now, keeping him and going for it. If we don't make it this year, for whatever reason, then you know what? Fair play. If he's worth that and you're selling for a decent money in summer, then do it. We can rebuild. But the worst thing you're doing now is selling now without any replacements coming in to replace him. It just seems a ludicrous decision. So,
but that's also what I mean when I say I hope Femi can see the point in this. That it's so late in the window, and he's not moving to. Yeah, he might be a bigger club currently because of the parachute payment and so on. What are they? They're third. We're fifth in the league. He's got same chance with us to go up. So, as you say, if we don't go up, I think he'll go on to play for a bigger club next season.
That's it, 100%.
100, yeah.
We have to go up.
He's probably it sounds silly, but he's just had another addition to his family as well. So that extra 6 months can kind of keep him settled in some ways. Life's already been uplifted and kind of changed a little bit. So yes, the money might have come in, but for him, he might see this next 6 months as actually settle himself as a family. And then, that move comes in and then they can move in the summer rather than do that uplift now. Just looking at that.
Yes, really good. Bex, that's a really good point because he can move to a much bigger house that Premier League wages near Millwall.
Yeah.
We'll be able to, I love it. Yeah.
like you're thinking.
Whilst I've got the audience, guys, if it's all right, I'm just going to do a little bit of.
But on the other hand, Chris, he could also have Dan Marsh as a neighbour, moving to Ipswich. So there's like ups and downs, staying, leaving.
Nice, don't get me wrong, but Bromley's better.
Is this supposed to be Jack Howland going on loan to Barnet? Is that?
I hope that's true.
Yeah.
I'd love him.
Yeah, that is.
Game time.
It's just come up, so that is good news.
That's really good.
That's really good.
Right. No news on
RBW
now. I take it.
No, it don't seem to be. Doesn't seem to be. Just whilst we're waiting for all those couple of last minute deals, there's a couple of things I just want to share. So first of all, thanks Bex for pointing this out to me earlier because I hadn't even seen it because
I don't know how you missed it.
Amount. We received a donation, guys, of £500 2 days ago.
Wow.
From Mr. Josh Zerka.
Wow.
No.
Oh, wow. Bloody hell.
So
Really?
I don't suppose he's listening because he's a very busy man and I will write to him to thank him personally. But
well done, Jay-Z. Great initials.
Thank you very much, mate. Really, really appreciate that. That's a huge sum of money and we're very, very thankful. So thank you. That's the first thing. The second thing is I won't go through everyone because there's quite a few people that have contacted me. But obviously, we've got the 6th of April that we're supporting and we'll be doing either an auction or a raffle. We're not entirely sure yet. Depends on what the prizes are that we get. But there's been a number of listeners that have reached out to offer prizes, whether that is memorabilia that they're happy to go towards it or whether it's other bits and pieces. So I just want to say thank you so much because that's just so kind of you to think like that. So we really do appreciate it. And of course, if there's anyone watching this that also has things that they want to contribute, whether it is an experience or memorabilia, or someone that's got a company that would put on something, whatever it is, that it will go all to cancer research. So just wanted to share those bits and pieces and thank the Millwall family for doing what you do best. And then finally, Paul, I'll hand over to you.
Oh, all that's a lot more important. But my little Maisie, little 10-year-old girl Maisie, she is in it's called the Mini People's Pushkas, and it's a goal competition. So those people sent in hundreds and hundreds of goals, and she's managed to get down to the final 4 So if she wins, at the minute, last time I checked, she was winning, but it goes on until Wednesday morning. So there's plenty of time for that to change. But she wins like one of the big recording cameras to film her games for her and her little teammates and stuff. So yeah, so far, to be honest with you, on X, I put it on House of Fun. There's been so much support from the Millwall family. It's unbelievable. Let's face it, she's the only girl in it. There's 3 other boys she's against. And yeah, if she does win it, it's going to be a massive thanks to all the Millwall fans. So if you can vote, I'm on my Twitter handle. Chaps has retweeted it. Bex has everyone's retweeted it loads anyway. If you can have a look and you can vote, it's on Instagram. Yeah, you just click the comments and there's a poll at the top. Sorry, I weren't ready for that.
And actually,
linking.
It's a decent goal, like up against the boy. That goal, actually, when you watch all of them, it's a decent goal. You should be very proud.
And we don't mean like Joe's goal. We mean like a proper.
Yeah.
Like a proper
and actually,
goal.
all the goals were quite similar. I think if you watch them, they're all quite similar, but just
not as good. You're right.
Just not as good as Maisie's. Like she probably went for that. Yeah. Very good goal. So vote.
Paul, did you say this was the Mini People's Puss Gas Award? Is that what you said it's
That's
called?
What they call it, yeah.
Are you in it then?
Guys, you know what?
You did me there.
I'm going to have to shoot off, guys. Just want to say thanks to Ben earlier. Thanks to Jesper for being on from the start as well. And thanks to you guys for helping out. I'm exhausted. I'm going to have to go. Like I said, glass half full, guys. Great window. We've kept Femi Aziz. Yeah, we've made some improvements in the areas needed improving. I think this is a really good window. I think we should be really, really proud of ourselves. I think we've done really well. And well done again to Mark, Steve Gannon, and of course, Jimmy Berylson, the main man. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks a lot,
guys.
Bye, Joe.
See you later.
So,
Chris,
that was a proper rush off, by the way. Hold on, that was a really rush. Has he just shit himself or something?
Yeah,
that was
really
earlier.
He started, and then thought, "Oh, I'm in trouble here. Gotta go, guys."
Chris, are you gonna manage to get an interview?
I heard that, Paul. I heard that. All right, see you later.
You're not getting out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Chris,
Angelo?
you're on the show, mate.
Who, mate? Sorry,
Zerka, Mr. Zerka. You gonna get him on the show?
I would love to. To get him on. I'm gonna email him and thank him and ask him if he would be so kind to
hopefully he'll come on.
Yeah. So yeah, it was incredible. I didn't expect that, but certainly helps us towards to get to our 25,000 goal for the season. So
brilliant.
Yeah, and actually he was really complimentary of what he wrote with it as well, wasn't he? Like saying about the content that he watches. Yeah, like if you go on the donation page, it's on there, and yeah, it was quite nice what he had written about it all.
Yep. Yeah, it's quite humbling to know that someone like him actually takes the time.
Double took. I was like, 500 quid. And I was like, Chris, I was like, he ain't said anything about this. I was like, what's going on?
Very nice indeed. Very nice indeed. There'll be more information that we'll share nearer the time on the 6th of April. We will have T-shirts for sale, signed stuff. There will be all sorts of opportunities to contribute. So give us time and we'll share that in due course. So are we getting it in the playoffs? Jesper, are we in?
Yes. I am positive. I think there's a really good vibe. We are notoriously strongest at the end of the season, so I'm very positive this season. And I haven't ruled out the automatic spot yet.
Oh wow!
I think there's going to be some twists and turns coming. Yeah, but definitely top 6.
Okay, Angelo, you were nodding profusely, so we're in.
I'm with Jesper. We need to focus on position number 2, and then we'll easily get into playoffs. And the thing that gives me the most confidence is going to take a good team to beat us at the moment, mate. Honestly, I can't see us losing many games from now to the end of the season if we can keep all of our squad fit. It's gonna take a good team to beat us, mate. So without a shadow of a doubt, I'm so confident we'll make it, mate. So confident.
Can I just add one thing? I've got, I've got a better feeling of us playing better teams at the moment than having to go to somewhere like Oxford or Sheffield Wednesday at the moment. I just feel like when we come up against very good teams, we also raise our game somehow. So someone mentioned that we have more away games than home games. I don't mind it, to be honest. I think we'll be.
Yes, but the only thing that concerns me is that lately, every single game we're missing a sitter. We can't afford to miss these sitters anymore. At this stage of the season, we've got to put these chances away. We've got to be clinical. We can't afford to miss these sitters. It's just can't be.
True.
That could cost us, but yeah.
Paul, are we getting in the playoffs?
I'm now done. I'm almost certain we're getting in the playoffs. And if the question for me is, if we keep people fit, we're winning them. If we do pick up a couple of injuries along the way, then we might struggle. But I'm almost certain we're getting in them. Yeah, confident.
Love it, Bex.
Yeah, of course we are. We're going Wembley. If we don't do Ormo, we're going Wembley. It's my birthday weekend, so we're winning, and I'm having a celebration. It's happening. It's happening.
And everyone's invited.
And everyone's invited. 80,000 of you. You're all invited to my birthday. No, I genuinely think if we keep the injuries down and we continue on as we are, there is no reason that we can't maintain that playoff position. So 100%, we're going to do it. I feel like it's our year. I feel like it's there. It's our year. Definitely.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And,
what about you, Chris?
As a resident pessimist, I also think we'll get in the playoffs. I do. No, I genuinely do. I really do. I think we can. We just got to continue what we're doing. I think we haven't got to change anything. I think we just need to continue the form, the way that we're playing. Yeah, for me, I think we can, and I think we've got. As Alan's put in the chat there, we've got Wrexham, Hull, Ipswich, Middlesbrough. That's 4 very tough away games. But then you look at some of the other games. We should be going to Sheffield Wednesday and winning. We should be beating Portsmouth at home. We should be beating Birmingham at home. Like, there are games where you look at it the other way, and we should be turning up and winning these games. But I don't know. Let's see.
Our next 5 games is going to really determine where we're going to finish, mate. Because the worrying thing about what Jesper said is that after Wrexham, on paper, we should beat the other 4 teams, the next 4 matches.
We just need to ban Ben from going 20 games.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that needs to be put out there. By the way, that's a shocking stat.
If anyone sees him, don't let him in the ground. But no, it's all good. No, I think we will. We'll make it. Can I also say there was Olivia put through. Apparently, her dad's a really big fan. His name's Paul. He wanted a shout out from us all.
Great name.
Hi, Paul.
Great name.
Great name.
All right, Paul.
He's going to be handsome, isn't he? He's going to be handsome, clever, funny. Like all small people.
He might not be small though, Paul.
Yeah, that's true. He might be Big Paul. Big Paul.
Big Paul.
To be fair, last game of the season as well. Who have we got last game of the season?
Oxford.
Emeka. That would be.
All right.
He'd be right
Sorry,
up for it,
wouldn't
wouldn't he?
He would be, but then so would we. So would we. That's the kind of banana skin we'd normally slip up. But if you've got a little something riding on it there, then yeah.
I just feel it's different this year. Just there's a different DNA to the team. It's not the same old Millwall team that we struggle to create chances, struggle to score goals. I know we haven't scored a lot of goals, but we are improving game by game, I think. And then we made some good signings now. I just think it's different this year. No guarantees in life, but it's not what it was the past 6 or 7 seasons.
And what, Jesper, does Patterson and Watson come straight in? Wrexham away, do you throw them straight in?
Patterson does, in, yeah? I think he does, yeah. Watson, I think, could start, but I don't think he'll play 90 minutes at Wrexham.
Yeah.
How do you think Crocon's going to feel about this? It's
feelings. It's football.
It'll be gutted, but it's football, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it will be, but 2 years ago, look where he was. He can't. I don't know.
He's probably been waiting for this to happen, to be fair. Like, he was fortunate enough to get in that position, wasn't he? With obviously Bender getting injured.
But some goalkeepers, they burst onto the scene quite late. I can tell you, when Manchester United signed Peter Schmeichel, who I assume you all know, guess how old he was?
He's about 26, 27, weren't he? Quite late.
He was 28.
Hmm.
I'm not comparing Max Krog and Peter Schmeichel, I never would, but I'm just saying that just because you haven't played at a certain level until a certain age doesn't mean that you don't belong there. Because I think Max has done nothing wrong, but I think Patterson is still an upgrade from Max.
We've signed 2 people that got promoted out of this league last season. That's to me, you know, and if they're fit and available, they got to start. So yeah, that is it, guys. I'm gonna look to end this stream now, but before I do, just go around anyone got anything else that they would like to share?
No, I have a new car now, so I'm happy. Got it yesterday, new Kia.
Very nice.
And if anyone has a drive from Newcastle to Plymouth tomorrow, they can tune in and re-listen to this live show, which is now 3.5 hours long. So.
I'm surprised it hasn't stopped. Normally, I thought after 3 hours it stops, but yeah.
I don't know, but good to be on. A bit of a, I don't know. Would have hoped for a signing, but I guess with the news coming in with Femi, it was all right in the end. So, yeah, good fun to be on as always with these transfer windows.
Definitely. I'm just very pleased that we've kept one Tristan. So I can sleep easy tonight, everybody, and wake up happy.
You can lean over and give him a cuddle.
In my dreams. No. Thanks everybody for listening as always. And Jesper, somebody did ask, when are we getting your after game videos again? In the chat.
Well, that will be the next time I come over, I guess.
There we go.
Yeah. There is a small circle or dot around the 20th of May. That's all I can say. So otherwise, it will be in August, most likely.
Lovely.
Well, let's hope that's the date of the return leg of a home playoff game. That would be that would be phenomenal. In terms of content, though, this week we will have Angelo's analysis for the Sheffield United game, and we have something a little bit different. We have a ladies' show as well that's going to be going out this week that Bex was on. So a couple of bits to keep you occupied until Wrexham. Thank you as always for tuning in.
Paul, yeah? Is it Bex and Paul?
Well, I thought it was Disco that wears the women's. But yeah, they'll be out this week. Thanks as always for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming on and giving up your evening. Much appreciated. And roll on Saturday.
Brilliant. See ya.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, it's Steve Morrison here, and you're listening to Chat with Chaps, chatting Millwall, come rain or shine.